We're live. We are live. Kamal Yafai just suffered the first professional loss of his career. Don't sleep on them Argentinians, man. They not for play. They fight hard. They cook steak. And that's how it is, bro. They tough as old boots. They not here for the grab ass and they here to beat you up. That's how that go. And, he could recover an early loss. A lot of people, especially in this day and age, fighters suffering their first professional loss, it does tend to get blown out of proportion a lot. But, need I remind you that there were a lot of fighters that turned out to be great fighters, that they suffered losses early in their career. Franchon Cruz lost to Clarissa Shields in her professional debut. She still became undisputed after that. Bernard Hopkins, he lost his first fight. Juan Manuel Marquez, he lost his first fight. Henry Armstrong lost 3 of his first 5 fights. He can rebound, he can recover, but that's another. I always take that as that's another example of some fighters make very good amateurs, and some fighters make very good professionals, and there is a distinction. Not every good amateur is going to make a great pro boxer. Not every great pro boxer makes for a great amateur. That's how it is. So it is what it is. He really got beat up in that fight. And hey, it happens. What are you going to do? Got beat up. I see a lot of people complaining about the price hike. I want to get people's thoughts on that while we watching this fight. I want to get people's thoughts on the price hike, what they think about it. What are they going to do moving forward? Are they going to unsubscribe? Are they going to do month to month? Are they going to do anything? What are they going to do? They're going to steal the content? What are they going to do? You know what I mean? So I see a lot of people are talking about it. For what it's worth, to me, I think what's getting people, or the reaction that people are getting, is because they're looking at that 225 right away. They're looking at that and realize that, that's not really the only option. I do pay the yearly. I do pay the yearly because it comes out cheaper at the end of the year. So I don't really worry about stuff like that because I'm not broke. But better still, I pay the yearly. That's the plan that I've had since I got DAZN. I've had the yearly, and I do agree that it's a noticeable hike. It went from 99 to 150 to 225. That's steep. It is because you charging that for what though? You got to justify that. Okay, if it's a hike, what is the reason for the hike, and what does the consumer get as a result of it being more expensive? Because you got to explain that, you know what I mean? Que lo que, maning? Did you see those Nah, bro, I was watching movies, bro. I watched Halloween Ends. That movie sucked, bro. God, that movie was trash. It was just trash. Fury mad at AJ and yeah, yo, like I did a video on that for those that haven't seen it. It's the last upload I did. So I gave my thoughts on that. I never believed all that stuff about, Saudi can't build the stadium on time. Man, get out of here. Who you expect to believe that? If anybody got the money and the manpower to do a job like that, it's them. So I don't believe that. I never believed that. That'll come as a surprise to no one. Emma says, let me see what Emma says. Emma says, for the American market, 20 a month ain't bad, but it's still bad. I do agree that when you look at it that way, that, okay, you don't have to do the 225, which kind of goes to what I was trying to say, that they looking at that 225 and they like, yo, why would I give y'all all that? That's extra on top of what though? What is y'all doing that I got to pay that much more than I was paying before? Before it was 99 and it went to 150. Now it's 225. What extra are we getting for that extra bread that y'all want us to pay? And I feel like, what's really going to happen now is people going to do the month to month, and they're not going to do every month. They're going to pop in and out. They're going to see, all right, what fight they got this month that I want to see, and they're going to decide right then and there if they're going to decide right then and there if they want to pay or not. You know what I mean? So where you might have had people before that was doing the annual in order to save money over time, now what you're going to see is more people doing the monthly. They might be like, oh, I only want this month because I don't know what y'all going to do next month, or maybe I'm not I don't really care for what y'all got going on next month. I don't think it's a good plan. I don't. LOL. Bob banking on USA pay-per-views. Oh yeah, I didn't get to mention that. He wanna, and that's the other thing that's kind of what has my attention a little bit. That I dig it. I don't like the price hike, but I guess I thought about it as, okay, here you got 4 fights on Showtime. That's $300 for 4 fights. $300. That's more than a year. You got $300 for 4 fights on Showtime versus under $300 for 12 months. And obviously it's like, well, no brainer. You know, why would you, how you going to say this about this, but you don't say nothing about that? And I've been saying that's ridiculous. $300 for 4 fights is ridiculous. Not 4 months, 4 fights, basically. You just paying that for the fights. On top of the subscription that you have or that you got to have, that's another 132. If you're doing month to month, that's another 132. Add that to the 300, that's 432. 432. And that's Showtime. Whereas the DAZN thing, okay, and I'm not happy about the hike, by the way, but that's $225. So when I look at this and I look at that, I'm like, yo, that's still OD expensive. That is still OD expensive. And y'all don't even put on that many fights. And then when y'all do put on fights, it really don't be worth what y'all charging people for that versus the $225. So, you know, I want to get people's thoughts on it. You know, $225 yearly is still less than $20 a month, though. For a schedule of fights that aren't pay-per-view, I'll take it over $80 a pop. Yeah, I'm with you, Julio. I said it yesterday that it is expensive, and I'm not happy about it, but it's not the most expensive thing that's out there. In fact, I don't understand how that many people are complaining about that, but they not complaining about March, April, May, and possibly June for Benavidez versus Plant, for Spence versus Thurman, for Davis versus Garcia, and for Wilder versus Ruiz. That's 300. That's 300 for 4 fights. Not 300 for a bunch of fights or 4 months worth of fights. No, that's just 300 for just 4 fights. That's not counting whatever you got to pay just to have Showtime. You might pay the monthly. You might do the month to month where it's like, all right, that's 132 at the 12 months. Or you might do the yearly, which is a little less. It's 99. But either way, you paying more for that. You are. So don't get it twisted, which is kind of why it caught me off guard. People complaining that much. And I'm like, yo, dog, they've been gouging you at Showtime. They've been gouging you. This isn't any better. You need to justify why you want people to pay more, though. So I'm not in disagreement about that. And we're going to get people's thoughts on this. They mad at the DAZN price hike, but ignore Cameron Duncan telling Boxing Scene, Showtime, and Espinoza said no money for A-level fights. Yeah, we're going to talk about that too, because that was a little jewel that I don't know if people are going to notice it, but Cameron Duncan said, yo, where the money going to come from for them fights? Why is Cameron Duncan asking where's the money going to come from? If you contracted to Showtime, the money should be coming from Showtime. That's where the money's supposed to come from. You got an exclusive contract with them people, and you asking, where's the money? What you mean, where's the money? And who knows if the fights even end up happening? That's another thing. You know what I mean? It's getting very expensive to be a boxing fan. It's getting very expensive. I won't lie to you. And I think that a lot of it, a part of it, not all of it, but a part of it is piracy. A part of it is piracy. It does affect things that if people have the option to see shit for free, they're going to see shit for free. A lot of them, you know, it's a lot of people that watch a lot of boxing that don't pay for a lot of boxing. There's that, but there's also the separation. It's the separation that creates problems that y'all need to be doing fights together so y'all can all eat. Y'all need to be doing fights together. This whole thing that we got to pay you this and we got to pay you that and we got to pay you that is kind of hurting the market because y'all need to be making fights with each other. The fights that y'all making by yourself is not really bringing in enough sustainability for you to continue on separate. Y'all need to work together. That's kind of what I see. I agree with that, Emma. I do agree with that. ESPN right now, based on just what things cost, ESPN, and I did a video about it 2 days ago, or a day ago, that ESPN is the most value for money. Annual subscription to ESPN Plus, just ESPN Plus without getting a bundle, because you could get a bundle for $11.99 that gets you Hulu, Disney Plus, and ESPN Plus. But just ESPN Plus, if you don't want the other stuff, that's what, $10? $10 for the month to month. And if you don't want the month to month, if you want the annual, that's only $100. And their schedule is good. I ran down a couple of fights that they got coming up, like Pascal versus Eifert, Taraji versus Gonzalez, the unification at light flyweight, Inouye versus Fulton at super bantamweight. Obviously the shows that they've already announced, like, they're going to do Shakur Stevenson versus Maricino, I forgot the guy's name, Yoshino, some Oskino, whatever. It's value for money, that it don't cost you a lot, but you get boxing on a regular. So right now, the best bang for your buck is ESPN. Second would be DAZN, because it's like they still not as expensive as Showtime, and they still don't put on as many pay-per-views as Showtime. Showtime is still by and large the worst, because you got to pay for your Showtime subscription just to see regular fights, but in order to see the quote-unquote good fights, oh, well, that's $300, and that's just the fights that we know of. That's just the 4 that we know of. Later on this year, there's going to be more pay-per-views, and if you want to see them, you're going to have to pay. So in terms of who's most expensive, Showtime. In terms of who's the best bang for your buck, ESPN. That's where it's at, yo. That's where it's at. Who compared them to Sky? Because I didn't. Sky Sports is a $75 a month. Then your pay-per-view, that's bad. Oh, really? I didn't know that. I think it all boils down to what you watch, because what people are forgetting is you ain't got to do the damn, they getting it on. Doofus versus Rufus. Get that shit. Yo, that dude look like Jaheim. Who remember Jaheim? Y'all remember Jaheim, the R&B singer? That looked like Jaheim with boxing gloves back when he was in shape, before he started losing his hair. Any comments on Bam's app? Is he at all a threat? Who's Bam? You talking about Bam Rodriguez? Jesse Rodriguez? Oh, Bam's op. Oh, I'm going to do a video on that fight, bro. Don't worry about that. I'm going to do a video on that fight. Yeah, yo, that dude don't look like Jaheim. What's that song he sung, man? The one, Put the Woman First? The Zone surely would get double subscribers at half the cost. Hood R&B legend Jaheim. Yeah, yo. I mean, you got to justify that price tag, yo. You got to make that make sense. If you're going to charge people more, oh, you got a good right hand. Clark got off a good right hand. Punched Doofus right in his mouth. Yeah, somebody going to get knocked out here. Clark going to knock out Doofus. Yo, his name is really Doofus? Going to school must have been tough. His name is really Doofus. It's saying right there, Doofus. That's bad, yo. I don't envy him. But yeah, and I'm gonna let the chat chime in on the whole DAZN thing, the whole price hike thing, and y'all just tell me what y'all think about that. And please, guys, stop talking over each other mid-sentence. That shit is annoying. Let people talk. If you hear a guy and he already started his sentence, wait for him to finish. And we gonna see how everybody feel about the price hike, this fight, who gonna win. Not talking about this one, talking about the main event. But we gonna see how people feel in the day. You knew a dude named Titty? His name was Titty? Wow. His mom don't like him. She named him Titty.
But man, that's store brand Anthony Yard.
Bruh. That ain't even Anthony Yard. That's Anthony Acre. Wait, what's bigger, an acre or a yard?
I would say an acre.
An acre is bigger.
Oh, well, I fucked up then. All right, well, look, guys. It's a price hike. It's a price hike, and people are upset. People are angry. I want to go to Michael in Canada. Michael, what do you think about it?
Yeah, I'm pretty upset about it. But it's like, where else am I supposed to be watching like good quality boxing right now? But like even right now, like I'm paying with taxes, I'm paying $28 a month for the zone, which is Canadian, which is kind of a lot, and they're gonna up it even more. I'm not happy about that. But also, we are getting good quality matches on the zone. However, what I think they should do is if the zone will come out with an option where you could just buy a boxing subscription, like you could just watch like one sport for the zone.
Yep.
I don't know if they lose money off of that, but
no, I don't think they would. I want to say, Eddie, Frank, Joe, did you hear that shit? You need to bundle up the boxing at a reduced cost, all right? You don't get access to the other stuff. If you want the other stuff, it stays at the price y'all set, but bundle the boxing. You get the Golden Boy anal bead package and the match set package. That's what they actually need to do. Bundle the boxing.
Yeah, because I don't watch anything else on the zone other than boxing. That's the only reason I have the zone. I'm sure I'm not the only person like that. So,
all right, I want to go to Julio. I want to go to Julio in San Francisco. Julio, what do you think about the price hike?
I think they're making a mistake. I think that goes without saying. But $225 a month, if you pay it up front, like that's still less than $20 a month if you do the math. But I still think they're making a mistake.
Julio, we're Americans, and you know that Americans are notoriously bad at math.
That is true. But the education system that produced Rolly Romero for sure. But in all seriousness, like I agree with what the person said before. Like maybe they should just bundle it up, or you can just pay for boxing. But relative to their competition in Showtime, it's a steal still.
I want to go to our social media expert, Drew. Is the price hike too high? Are they going too far?
It's too high, but I'll make some points. If they want to lose money, am I echoing?
No, that's on my end.
No, well, they're gonna. It's a trial. I think they're gonna trial. They're gonna see how many people ditch the fucking platform, and how many keep it. If a lot of people ditch it and even don't order the pay-per-views, then I think it'll get adjusted because the PR behind it was bad. If they would have did like, look, we're doing a price hike, and both Canelo Alvarez fights this year and Anthony Joshua's fights this year will not be pay-per-view, then it would have softened the blow. And
what do you think? Off of that, I wanted to ask you, off of that, do you anticipate that Canelo versus Ryder will be billed as a pay-per-view, or do you think it'll be like the Joshua fight and it'll be part of your subscription, assuming you have one?
I think based on the PR hit they're taking right now, I think it'll be and then Eddie putting out there that Canelo's taking a pay cut for this fight, I think it'll be a part of the subscription.
How much does this guy look like Jaheim on a scale of 1 to 10?
And what do you think about, real quick, Jules? Your boy's got cleared. Your boy Opataya.
No, he's got another 60-day. He's got another 60-day extension.
Another one.
Yeah, he's got to fight Masternak. For those of you that saw the World Boxing Super Series, I think it was the 3rd season. You might be familiar with Masternak, but that's his mandatory challenger. And I just seen it this morning that I think he got another 60-day extension because he got hurt. So yeah, that fucking blows. Let me go to William. William, what do you think about the price hike?
I think that it's a lot. I know that I probably won't be renewing my annual. I mean, that's asking a lot to watch boxing. Over $223 a year. That's a lot annually. 20. What was it like? $29.99 for a month flexible, and then 20 is a lock in. Yeah, yeah. I don't see many people sticking around with those kind of prices, honestly.
I think what I'm expecting, which I think Drew just touched on, I expect people to pop in and out. They're gonna decide if they want it for that month. They're gonna pop in and out as opposed to making a year-long commitment. Not everybody's rich like Drew or rich like me, and not everybody has $224 for a year's worth of boxing. There's a lot of poor people out there. They're hurting, can't buy loaves of bread and things like that, and their lives are already pretty bad and they suck. So, Drew, what do you think about that?
I'm by no means rich. I'm getting my CPA, just not a budget. But I will say this though, it's not hard to motherfucking pop in with a prepaid card, order for the month, and then okay, well you're gonna try charge and cancel. Fuck you guys. It's easy to do that for DAZN. So whoever's the brain trust behind this portion of their fucking implementation, their job's on the line. Because if they see, damn, we fucked up, everybody's not subscribing, nobody's buying the shit, or they're just popping in for 4 times a year for AJ and Canelo.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, Jules? Do you think that the Canelo fight's going to be pay-per-view?
I don't think it's going to be pay-per-view, actually. I think it was poor execution. I think they should have announced this first, or at least given some warning. Honestly, I think the hike is too high. There's no way you soften that blow. There's no good way to tell people we're going to charge you noticeably more for the same thing. There's no good way to tell them that. But you should tell them that first, and then tell them that the AJ fight isn't pay-per-view, and then tell them that the Canelo fight isn't pay-per-view. That's what they should have did, because then it'll offset it. Like, oh, okay, so I don't got to pay extra? Okay, for that. You know what I mean? The way they did it, they kind of did it in reverse, hoping that Americans would have the common sense to put 2 and 2 together that, yes, you're going to pay more for the year, but you're actually paying less overall because the AJ fight's not a pay-per-view. And the Canelo fight might not be a pay-per-view. So that's $80 that you don't have to give to Canelo. The $80 you don't have to give to us. You know what I mean? But people are fucking dumb.
It was and the rollout of it was shady. They did it in the middle of the night with fucking emails. Like, bro,
somebody knocked on my door and they left it on a post-it. Hey, you
they emailed in the middle of the night. Like, come on, man, you don't do that. But again, DAZN's banking on the long term. I think they don't really. I think they're more concerned about their overseas subscribers than us here in the States. Because
the other thing is that Americans don't. I'm going to say this: America as a whole, us as the boxing market, the consumers, we have to take accountability for this. That while we pay for boxing, a lot of Americans don't, and that's reality. A lot of them don't. So if boxing is hurting in America in a way that it's perhaps not hurting in other markets, that's actually why. It's because a lot of people are stealing shit, though. Like, if we're going to be honest, a lot of people is using fire sticks. A lot of people is not paying for none of this shit. So that has its role to play too. Piracy, plain old piracy. That the reason prices are going up is because shows are getting more expensive to put on and they're not seeing a return. That's because people keep stealing shit.
And that's just the bottom line. The most of the people complaining don't even buy DAZN, don't even buy boxing. I know the people that aired their grievances, like not fucking blowing their top off, that actually buy the shit. But the louder cry is more of like, bro, you don't even buy boxing, bro. Stop it. If you did, there'd be money for Spence and Ennis from Showtime.
Mr. Calderon says, I don't mind the price hike as long as they give us all the fights without pay-per-view add-on fees. And that's the thing. I do anticipate that there may be 2 pay-per-views later on in the year. I definitely think Canelo versus Bivol is going to be, if they do that, if it happens, that'll be a pay-per-view. That's not going to be part of the subscription, I don't think. And it depends with AJ because he has to fight the right person. And I don't think you can, in good conscience, make like AJ versus White a pay-per-view. Like, nah, my guy, that's not going to go over well. even after next, that's not going to go over well. I don't think it will, because he knocked that dude out already. Like, they did it smart. The Franklin fight, yo, who is this dickhead with this ATV? Shoot this motherfucker.
You old, because I'm the same way when I see them motherfuckers through the neighborhood loud, like, bro, don't
It
get
ain't
shot.
that I can hear it in the distance, but where I live, it's a cul-de-sac, so I know it's not in my complex. There's a cul-de-sac there. We don't get outside traffic. So I'm like, who the fuck is this ATV? Why do I keep hearing this shit?
He don't want no shenanigans in his fucking cul-de-sac. It's like the movie.
Damn
You
sure
seen the movie?
don't.
You remember that old 80s flick, Jules? The Burbs, Tom Hanks, Bruce
Yeah, I remember
Dern?
that.
That's you. Yeah, I'm like, hold on, who the fuck in my neighborhood now?
Because there ain't no
I'm in the suburbs. I'm living a nice life.
I'm gonna turn into that mate. If I'm near them, I'm gonna turn into that character from Falling Down. I'm sorry.
Now, Virtuoso, what do you think about the hike? Because I think we all agree. I think we all agree on one thing, that it's a bit much. Like, you doubling the price from the time that you started, but you're not really giving justification for the hike. Like, what is the justification? Is it because AJ's fight is not a pay-per-view and possibly Canelo's fight is not a pay-per-view? Is that why? What do you think about it?
Yeah, I think they are trying to cover the losses, you know. In case you didn't know, people that steal shit don't pay into a company, so how do you expect them to, keep producing shows if they're not getting a return on their investments, right?
Yeah.
But I'm an active the Zone subscriber, and I'm really conservative about my subscriptions. Like, I go month to month. I pick and choose when to pop in and out. Because I just think they did this rollout like after they announced the lineup of the fights they're having, and you don't see a pay-per-view anywhere. And that's the thing we got to look as a positive, is that they don't hit you over the head with pay-per-views on like Showtime.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And what I wonder is, if this leads to a price hike in subscription rates, yearly or monthly, will this lead to a reduction in pay-per-view prices? Go 50-50 with the customers, because that is important.
Or should there even be pay-per-views? Because the way I see it, it kind of looks like, and I'm just, it's early. We don't know if Canelo's fight is going to be a pay-per-view in America. We know it's not going to be a pay-per-view in the UK. That I heard earlier this week, but we don't know if his fight is not a pay-per-view in America, then yeah, that's actually good. That price, believe it or not, that's actually good. $225 for the year without pay-per-view add-ons, that would be good. But if later on this year, and I do think, Canelo versus Bivol is going to be a pay-per-view. Yeah. Maybe his next fight won't be.
They haven't confirmed or denied that they're going to have a pay-per-view this year. But the most important thing is, will there be at least a reduction in rate? Add on.
That's another thing, that if you going to do one, that bitch better be $40. Or something like,
I was gonna say 60. That seems like reasonable.
Nah,
slightly reasonable.
He's right. He's right.
You know what?
He's right.
He's right.
$39.99 or $49.
If you're not already subscribed, remember you got to pay the $20 to subscribe, and then the $40 for the pay-per-view. Now, if you say, okay, we'll make it 60, you still got to add that 20, and that's 80. So it's like, nah, son. If y'all want to do pay-per-views on top of the hike y'all just put up, that bitch need to be 40 for existing subscribers. Yeah.
And if I paid the annual, you shouldn't be charging me more than 30 for extra pay-per-view. If I paid you all that up front.
Facts.
I want with the fucking blokes play over there across the pond.
And the DAZN staff on valued members, they should all send them a happy birthday. And a gift, like a $10 gift card or some type of shit like that.
I know you hearing, Joe Markowski. I know this decision was not your decision above your pay grade, but let them know.
Yeah, because it's a noticeable
money back.
It's a noticeable hike. A lot of people are upset, but once again, I think it's amplified by the stupidity of Americans. Like, I honestly do. I'm not saying that to be funny, that these motherfuckers don't know how to do math. $225 is not a lot. It's not a
Here's
lot.
another thing though. When did the British became like concerned about inflation once the zone came around? Like, yeah, there are other things that are cause for concern, like eggs, gasoline. But you want to sit there and bitch and moan about the zone being, having a price hike when you pay less than what we do.
Yeah, like that's another thing that it's like, yo, y'all got it good. Y'all pay $20 for a pay-per-view, bro. We pay 4 times that much.
bro. You know what's really funny? So Dillian White's brother, Dean White.
Mhm.
So upon hearing about the Joshua Franklin fight and the DAZN price hike over there, this motherfucker started invoking like the rise, like the cost of living crisis. I'm like, bro, it's not that.
Yeah.
Bro. What the fuck does that have to do with this?
Motherfuckers is looking to say anything, honestly. What I see is that, look, the truth, a lot of people are angry over the 225, and I don't actually think a lot of those people were paying annually. You know what I mean? I don't think they had an annual plan. I just think they saw that price and they got upset, when in reality, you don't have an annual plan, bro. I don't think most of these people I see complaining have an annual. I think they have a month to month. That's what I think they have.
And where I get annoyed, Jules, I'll just be honest. On principle, I'm annoyed that you hiked it up to more than my annual motherfucking Amazon Prime price. Just on some principle, like, bro, I love boxing, but you charging me more than Amazon Prime charges me.
Yeah. Or for that, like I thought about my HBO Max, which I use often. I thought about my Disney Plus. I'm like, one thing that stands out is, okay, let's say you don't watch that much boxing. You don't. But if you popped in for the month, it would be more expensive than, say, that Hulu, Disney, whatever, ESPN bundle. It is more expensive than that. It is more expensive than HBO Max. Like, it is.
Yeah, it is.
So it's like, yo, dog, like, y'all need to explain that shit. Like, why?
Yeah, because my Amazon Prime's not just for the TV; it's for I get my deliveries, fucking shit, all my shit.
Yeah,
yeah. Like what's Amazon Prime for the year? Like 160?
Yeah. Like I pay like that. That's same shit. Like I use it for the same shit. It's not just for TV. And I'm like, yo, dog, like you really got to give people a reason why they should give you, even if it's just for a month. Why should they give you more than they're giving HBO Max? Why?
See, I wouldn't have so much problem with it if they didn't tack on the subscription with the pay-per-view buy. But really, what pay-per-view used to be is not what it is today. Back then, these pay-per-views were huge. They were hyped. Like,
that's true.
Yeah, even back in the day on a smaller scale, people were always peeking through the fence or getting on a tree to watch stuff. But now that you can do that globally, it's going to be harder to collect on those pay-per-view when you can just steal the fight. But if you look at Canelo, he gets people excited to buy those pay-per-views. Who else do you have other than AJ or Canelo getting people excited? Because you ain't got Tank Davis making people excited for his prices.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I became a DAZN subscriber the very exact day that, Canelo, basically punched a hole through Billy Joe Saunders' face.
Who got the volume on trying to get me in trouble is what I want to know.
Not me.
Nah, that's some other background shit. It ain't copyrighted shit. But I'll tell them to them that. But I just want to say this real quick, and I'll go mute. Like it's not that much, man, when you compare it to other services. Yeah, but yeah, recently this thing it is kind of surprising. It took me off guard because I do agree with Drew. Like doing that shit like during the middle of the night is shady. Like
it does seem that way. Like they surprised people with it. Like there was no warning. Like, didn't we just hit? Like, wasn't there already a hike? Weren't people paying 150? Some people, because I know mine was set at 99. I don't know if I've been grandfathered in, but when I go to mine, it says 99. It doesn't actually say 150 or 224. I don't know if it's that way for y'all, but my shit say 99, bro.
Have you already paid for it?
Yeah, I've been paid for my shit. I never, like, there was a hike a couple of months ago, but my shit still say 99, bro.
That's when, like, the next time you renew, right? It's gonna be the new price.
The last time I renewed was May. So I'm trying to figure, all right, was the hike before May or after May? Because I know my shit say 99. It don't even say 150.
Well, they announced a U.S. price hike like just this couple days ago, right? And they said that it's going to go into effect starting March.
Yeah, but didn't they say that about another price hike before it that was supposed to be like $1.50?
No, not that I know of. Maybe, but I guess they changed their mind on that, and now they're going to have to pay, more,
That's
starting March.
That's fucking nuts, bro. It's fucking nuts, man. He's beating up
Let him want his
Jaheim.
money.
So let's talk about this fight for a second, guys, while I have your attention. We got Wood versus Lara. Did any of you change your minds? Who's winning this fight? I'm going to start with Julio. Julio, who's winning this fight?
I think Lara's going to win in the later rounds. But you do have to remember that typically Lee Wood's power does carry on later and Lara's doesn't always. So, but I'm still banking on Lara for a late stoppage, left hook.
I do have Lara as well. Michael, who do you have and why? It's awesome.
Wait, you talking to me?
Yeah, Michael.
Oh, sorry. Who do I have in this fight? Oh, Lara. I really do like Wood, but it's like you said, it's very hard to find any reason to pick him to win. You know what I mean? Look what Conlon did to you in the first round. He dropped you. If that was Lara, bro, he's relentless. So he's gonna be on him, and he's talking like, "Oh, I'm gonna meet him in the middle of the ring, and we're gonna bang it out." Like, yo, like you don't really have a chin for that. You know what I mean?
He
like,
damn sure don't.
He has a heart for. He definitely has the heart for it. We can all agree on that. But nah, bro, you shouldn't do that with this guy. But we'll see. You know
William,
what I mean?
who do you have? Who do you have?
Oh, I got Lee Wood by a mid-round stoppage, bro.
Ooh, go ahead. Explain why.
He's crazy.
Hey, who
That's not a bad pick.
Who did his trainer pick? Who did his trainer train before Lee Wood?
Who you talking about? Ben Davison? He trained a lot of guys. He trained Josh Taylor. He was with Devin Haney. He was with Tyson Fury. He trained a lot of guys. But he wasn't with them guys for a long time, though.
But listen, wasn't Tyson Fury? Didn't Ben Davis and Tyson Fury team up before he went to Kronk Gym?
Now, look, the style, I know what you're getting at.
Yep.
But the style that Tyson Fury used on Wilder was not Ben Davison shit.
No.
That was go ahead.
No. What I'm saying is that up until he left Ben Davison, he was actually making great strides with him. I have a little bit of confidence, not the greatest, but the game plan I think that they're trying to implement is to take the power off of Lara's punches by smothering him. That might work, but you know how hard a puncher Lara is. So it's going to be a question of if Lee Wood can take it. And I believe he can, because everybody wants to make a big deal about Colin knocking him down in the first round, but nobody wants to give him credit for getting back up and taking it to him.
True, but look at what this guy did to Josh Warrington, bro.
But look at what happened to Josh Warrington after he lost. He still became a champion. So yes, he is a devastating puncher, but Josh Warrington still has the fight in him. Look at what Lee Wood, you know what I'm saying? Like Lee Wood, he knocked it, I'm just saying, man, like the way that
I ain't trying to change your mind. If you got Wood, you got Wood, bro. Whoa. Pause. If you have Lee Wood, you have Lee Wood.
I just want to say Ben Davison doesn't train his fighters to, make risky decisions. He's always safety first when he trains his fighters. But I highly doubt he's gonna train Lee Wood to be there and smothering his punches, Lara's punches of all people.
But if he does it correctly, I believe that I think that he's a good enough fighter to figure out how to get past those big sweeping punches of Lara. I also think that Ben Davison is competent enough as a trainer to get him the right game plan. The only thing I'm not sure about, like I said, is if Lee Wood can take those punches at a close range, because it stands to reason, even though he has wide looping shots, Lara does, but his power is as deadly close range as it is long range. We've seen that with Josh Warrington.
Making me laugh. Sorry.
Yo, he's a doofus, bro. His last name, he's fallen down 7 times this fight.
Apologies. That was very funny what he just did.
Ooh. I don't think it's going to be long.
Like that. What the fuck? Why he tripped? Oh shit, he getting pieced up.
He keeps tripping. Mm-hmm. He keeps tripping. It's 7 times.
Drunk.
He's putting a woman first. That's the fucking problem. that gets you, bro. Gets you pieced the fuck up. So I want to go to Drew. Drew, who's gonna win this fight? Lee Wood, Mauricio Lara. What how do you have it?
It's going to be a great fight as long as it lasts, but Mick Conlan's not the biggest puncher, Jules, by any fucking stretch.
Mm.
And I just want to see how long Wood can stay up, pun intended.
Pause.
Oh, come on, yo.
I know, honestly, all it comes down to is, okay, we know Lara hits way harder than Conlan. How long can Lee Wood sustain that punishment till his benefits of his cardio and his power in the later end of the fight come and dictate the pace?
So you do have Lara winning the fight. We got a lot of Lara people here.
I got Lara, yeah.
Virtuoso, how do you have it?
Listen, man. I like Lee Wood, man. I like him, man. He's a very tough fighter, man. I think what he did against Conlan was heroic, you know, taking it to him after getting knocked down by a lighter puncher. But he's gonna get clipped hard, man. If he chooses to slug with him, because I do think he might have a tendency to do that once he gets into trouble. I'm gonna have to go with Lara on this one, man. Lee Wood would have to win by being smarter, by being the boxer out there. But I don't see him, having that style, being proficient in that.
I want to say that they've both been knocked out before, so it's not like it would be unusual. I kind of see it how Julio sees it, that picking Wood is not terrible. It's not like fucking Better Beef Smith Jr. Let's put it that way. Like, there is a chance that Wood can pull it off. I just don't like his chances, because his best bet is to sit in the pocket with Mauricio, bait him to throw and counter what he throws. But I don't think this guy can take what Mauricio has. I don't think that. Like, I think that once Mauricio starts smoking and he starts putting punches together, you're not going to want to throw. You just going to shell up and try to hang on after that. You're not going to want to open up to put nothing out there. So I do have Lara. Like most of you.
And Lara throws nice combinations, too. He's not just, like, throwing hard punches.
Yeah, he's good balance.
Yeah,
he's really good foundation.
Here's the thing, though. I don't think we'd be surprised if Lee Wood pulls it off. It's not like it's going to be this huge up.
It's not.
It's a legit 50-50. It's a flip a coin. Like, who's...
Well, let's call it 55-45, because...
Okay.
I would call it 55-45, because this is the thing. If Wood starts laying into Lara, I don't think you could really stop him the way that he could stop you, bro. Like, when he hit guys, you could see when he hit guys, it's some shit. It's some shit.
If Wood starts laying into Lara, huh?
Oh, come on, yo.
Wood.
You did say it like that.
Come on, B.
Nah, but if Wood wins, like, he's that dude. He is that dude.
But also, I don't agree with that, though, because if you look at it, Lee Wood's last few stoppages were all late, and then Lara, he gets people out early. So if it goes late,
Julio, you think Wood can stay up long enough?
No comment.
Julio, is he long enough for Okoli?
Is Wood long enough for Okoli?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think Wood has the gumption and the girth to stay up past 6 or 7.
Do you think his girth is good enough for
we sound like an episode of the motherfucking boxing rant with all their dick jokes.
Oh shit!
I don't know if Lee Wood can penetrate Lara's defense.
Yeah. I just hope that Wood doesn't get off to a flaccid start.
Oh, you don't want him to be flaccid out there. You don't want him to be flaccid. That's terrible.
You got to warm up.
I think that's a really good question about the Sheriff of Nottingham. Like, I think that given what we saw with him getting knocked down in the Conlan fight, which guys, I really hate the fact that was last year. Like, and this guy is just not fighting.
That's because of Santa Cruz, bro. Santa Cruz. What really caused Lee Wood to waste most of his time was the fact that he was waiting to see what Leo was going to do, because Leo had to give him a title shot, and the WBA ordered the shit. They ordered the shit like twice, And that's really why he only fought once last year. Like the shit is crazy that Conlon got knocked out early last year, but he still fought 3 times last year.
Yeah,
Leo fought
and
once.
that shows how much of a bitch Leo is. Jules, Eddie was gonna give him M's, not an M's to go to fuck over there.
My thing is this: could that man even make 126? Remember that so far the clock is still running, and he has not made 126 in 3 going on 4 years. I don't think he can make that weight.
I don't think he wants to fight anymore.
That's the other thing. If we gonna be real, like if you like really, what's the big fight for Leo? Like the big money, big cash fight. Which one is it?
I know one. Tank rematch.
Oh, Ray Vargas. I guess.
Nah, he should have fought Gary.
Ray just got his ass whooped, so I don't even know. I don't know when Ray going. I'm not going to lie. They could do okay with that, but
he should have fought
No, they
Gary Russell Jr. before he lost his belt, man.
Neither of those.
They can still do that now. They can still
Ray Vargas.
Nobody knows who either of them are.
We're gonna see a lot of those guys on that. Jules, I didn't get your thoughts on that. That Fundora card coming up in April. We'll see a lot of guys on that undercard because that's the cheap labor card.
It's not a bad card. That card that you got Fundora versus that guy, but the fight on the card that I like is Butayev versus Mean Machine. I like that fight. That's a
good one.
That's a good fight. Like
that's on the card.
Yeah. That's the co-main event, and for a PBC. For a PBC show, that's not a bad fight.
Hey, Jules, I got a question for you. Seriously, man. In regards to the zone, check it out. I was going monthly, right? And then I switched over to the yearly, and it was out. And when I switched, it was like 149, right? Mm-hmm. About maybe 2 days later, I got the notification from them talking about the price hike, $225. It'll be on your next yearly date or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think they're gonna like screw me around and hit me with the 225, even though I changed
country? That's the weird thing that I went to mine. I heard about the shit. And I went to mine and I went to look. And at first, you know what I saw? 99. That's what. And if I go right now, it's going to say 99. But when I go to hold on, fam. When I go to see plans, that's the only place I see the 225. My shit literally say 99, and bear in mind that it should say 150 because
I'm thinking that I got in on the 149 just in the nick of time, and that hopefully I'm lucky enough that it'll go for a year under that price.
Yes, it will.
Yeah, it'll go for a year. Like they're not going to charge you twice, if any. Like they're not going to charge you twice for the shit. It's just
I didn't think I was going to get charged twice, but I was just wondering if, even though I clicked the 149, were they still going to hit me with 225 instead? Is what I was.
I don't think so. No, I don't think so. Yo, dog. To be real with you, I don't even think I'm going. I think I got grandfathered in because there's another app that I have, and while everybody's paying all these, the new price. I'm literally paying. This is a separate app. This is an editing app, and I got grandfathered in, bro. I don't have to pay for shit because I've had it for so long. So I'm wondering, is it like that with the zone to where I'm paying $99 while they're hiking up the price, but because I've had the app since it basically debuted in America, are there other people like that? Because there was a girl on Twitter. She said the same thing. Her shit shows the same shit. 99. It don't even say 150. It says 99. That's the same shit my shit says.
And I wonder how much the people that are going to have to pay when they subscribe through Amazon Prime.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing.
I mean, maybe it's the same thing. I subscribed in 2020, beginning of 2020, and I've been paying $100 a year. And I just checked it last night. It's like, okay, so it's the annual Super Saver. So I'm wondering, am I going to be charged that $225 as well?
Here's the thing. If you guys, like, say you, AJ and Country were to cancel, right?
Right.
You weren't satisfied with it. But then you had a change of heart and you came back in.
Right.
If you do that after the effective date in which the price has changed, right? Yeah. You're going to end up paying that new high price.
Right. That's what I figured. I mean, but since, so you say virtually saying like since I've had it for a while, the 90 it should stay the same for now, or?
Yeah, it should stay the same until you renew, until the renewal date for the yearly subscription. And that's when you have to pay the new high price.
We're going to see, because I'm going to find out in May, like I said, for me, even though I know a lot of people are complaining, and I don't blame them. Like, honest to God, I don't blame anybody who's upset. Like, I do get it.
That was one of them.
The only reason it doesn't bother me per se is because in the one I have it. Like, I'm not rich, but I'm not poor. That's 220. That's nothing, bro. What the fuck? Like, are you kidding me, dog? That's a drop in a bucket, bro. Like, but at the same time, I do understand that. Well, you can't just be doing that to the price and don't give a reason. There has to be a reason that you're doing that. You feel me? That if the people started off at 99, well, you can't just go to 225 and they not getting nothing extra. Like, we got to see the value, because if the price is going up, okay, can you explain why? Has to be a reason.
That's what I like. That's what I like.
In regards to Wood and Lara, conventional wisdom says Lara's going to win, but I'm picking Wood for the upset. Mid-round
Me too. I changed my mind as well. I got to leave Wood winning.
I saw some people saying they don't like the look of Mauricio on the scales. I never go by that, but I did see people saying that he looked drained. What do you guys think about that?
He looked fine to me.
I think people were saying that because he was training at like 12 a.m. over
They were pretty heated in the exchange. I think this is going to be a good fight.
Yeah,
man.
I think that Lara just looks that way because he's preparing to take the Wood for 12 rounds. What do you think, AJ?
Well, Jay, do you think no? But I mean, do you think the Wood will stay up for 12 rounds?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, the Wood is strong, bro.
Julio, what do you think? Julio, what do you think about the Wood? Like, can he stay up for 12 or nah?
No comment.
All right.
That's what she said, though.
Nah, but in all seriousness, yeah, like the price hike is just like I said. Whenever you double in the price of what people were paying when they started out, it's those people that need at least justification or at least some preferential treatment. Because, like, for example, I've been with T-Mobile since they were voice stream. That's how long I've been with them. And those customers, they actually get preferred treatment. They actually get perks. So I'm like, well, it should be that way on DAZN then. If you've been with them for that long, that, at least they should get grandfathered in based on the price that they had or the price they were paying when they got in. Because, well, that's what we signed on for. If we're not popping in and out, that's what we should get, because we're not the ones that are popping in and out. Now, for those individuals, okay, well, fuck them, because they're not loyal. But the people that have been, on board from the get, I don't think they should have to pay that additional price. I don't.
That was a slick stoppage.
I agree.
Hey, did you guys catch the bare knuckle fights last night, man?
Greg Hardy got knocked out.
You know what I was watching last night, Country? I saw Halloween Ends, bro. I haven't been that disappointed.
Bro, you know what? You would have been damn near ejaculated.
Yeah, I know. I think I want Jules to start covering bare knuckle boxing on occasion.
Yeah, man.
But Jules, was that your first time seeing the movie? Or
yes, bro. That shit was
that shit was garbage. Why did you watch that?
I didn't know, bro. I thought it was gonna be like the other ones. I thought it was gonna be.
They should have just called that shit Halloween Burnt Ends, bro.
The funny thing,
because everything about it looked like they just look burnt out.
Hey,
yo, for real, yo.
Especially the main event, dude. Richardson versus Hunt. Oh, dude. It only went one round, but that was straight drama, man.
No, the funny shit, Jules, is Austin Trout was fucking fighting like he was a prime Roy with his hands down.
Yeah, he was.
I was dying.
Wasn't he in there with an MMA fighter, though?
Yeah, he was in there with Diego Sanchez.
Did Greg Hardy?
And that's the point, though. And I'm like, Trout, come on, like, knock him out. It's not acting like you, Roy, bro. But it was entertaining. The whole card was entertaining. Greg Hardy got knocked the fuck out by the dude fucking he slipped one under and fool with a counter. Beautiful shit.
Bro, ain't that the dude that knocked out Rockman's kid?
Yeah, he beat it. He dropped the rubber.
Wow.
Yeah, you know what? He got hit on the jaw with a punch he didn't see, and he went down like a freaking brick building.
And that dude he came in 305 pounds.
Greg Hardy lost to like the first fight in Fight Night Champion.
You know what though? If Hardy would have had a good jab and would have stayed on the outside, he would have won because that other dude's arms were too short. He let that
Yeah,
guy
I
get
think
too
that the
close
dude
to
was
him, man.
the dude
Wow.
was like a little stocky dude that knocked him out. Like he's a little like Greg Hardy is a big fucking guy, dog. Like that's a big old dude, bro. And he got knocked out by that little dude. But can we talk about how trash Halloween was, bro?
Sure.
Halloween
Yeah, that movie is garbage.
Well, I guess I
that
won't be
shit
watching
is
it.
I
trash,
damn near
bro.
left the theater, bro. I damn near left the theater. Like,
Because it came up on my Amazon as I was scrolling through the shit. I was like, oh, they got Halloween ends. I
The
didn't
one
see it.
before that one, that was really good.
Yeah, I liked it.
that one was
I did like
alright.
that
That
one.
one- They tried
No,
to
that
cancel
was
the
good.
movie
That was
because
more
they
visceral, man.
This shit felt like Dawson's Creek meets Halloween. Like they had the kid and he got all the issues and shit and all the bull. I'm like, bro, I don't want to hear about this stupid motherfucker and his shit.
Why does
Like,
the third movie always seem to miss the mark, man? It
that's
always
true.
does, doesn't it?
Like
like the
Spider,
third
like
movie in the
Spider-Man,
trilogy.
like the third Spider-Man
Yes,
with
yeah,
Tobey
yeah.
Maguire. It's like, bro, like, how did y'all fuck that up? Y'all set the stage perfect. How y'all fuck that up?
Well, they included too many. They
fucking
included too
Venom.
many villains in that. They had the Green Goblin, Sandman.
Have y'all seen Ant-Man
fucking
yet?
Venom, just himself. It's like, bro, this is too much.
And what's another one they fucked up? Another Thor. No, wait a minute.
Bro.
The third Thor was good. Fuck my
Ragnarok was good.
Ragnarok was
This-
shit.
The fourth movie fucked up. Love and Thunder.
This new
Fuck that
Ant-Man
up.
trilogy, the third Ant-Man movie, this shit is trash. I want
It's
to go
trash,
see it.
bro?
Bro,
You
this
see-
shit is hot ass, bro.
See,
up?
It was
something-
bad.
Something told
It
me.
was
Something,
terrible. It just came out.
Well, Love and
something
Thunder?
told me not to see that shit. Something
Love-
told me.
Oh, the trailer looks so good. I'm actually disappointed.
I mean, how you gonna sell us on Kang?
Bruh, I mean, it's not the
Oh, shit.
Kang that got me. It's that I'm gonna be real, and I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings, but I don't really give a fuck about Ant-Man. Like
Me
he is the
neither.
least
Yeah.
interesting
Yeah.
Avenger to me.
Yeah.
I'd
Bro.
rather watch Hawkeye, bro. Like I
After
don't
seeing
really-
this movie, you're not gonna give a fuck about Kang either. Shit is
Yeah,
whack.
Oh shit! The third movie was shit. It was.
Yeah, but they're gonna make a movie. Avengers 5 is gonna be Kang.
Well, Kang is
Dynasty.
Kang is set to be the next Thanos type villain. That's why.
Apparently, this is like the first like movie in the what are we now? Phase 7.
fucking
Phase
This is
5.
This is phase 5.
Do you guys think the
Jesus Christ.
Avengers
I
is
feel like
gonna
there's so
win?
many of them.
This shit is like Avengers 12. Do you guys think they're gonna win this time?
for real.
What the
Like,
fuck, man?
It's
That's
gonna
the
be
thing that
Avengers,
turned me off about the movie.
The only way,
It's
the
like
only
this-
reason I'm sticking around is I want to see how they introduce Doctor Doom.
Oh my
We'll
god.
see.
Hello,
I don't know. I don't think they're gonna do that.
Let me ask y'all something.
They should though. Like, who the fuck is this guy?
Let me ask y'all something. Like, out of the MCU, which trilogy was the best out of these three? The Captain America trilogy, Iron Man, or Spider-Man?
I'm gonna say Captain America.
I'll say Captain America
I'll
because
say Captain America. It got better as it went along.
Winter Soldier and Civil War were the best.
Oh, yeah.
The top
Bro,
two
No, I
MCU.
want to say, but
Winter
can I
Soldier
say
got
this?
woke, man.
Can I
First
say
Avengers
this?
is really underrated.
There's no Captain America movie, however, even though it's a better trilogy than the Iron Man trilogy. There's no Captain America movie that's better than that first Iron Man. That first Iron Man is
Oh, God,
on
yes.
the map.
I don't know,
That set the
man.
tone.
Winter
Yes,
Soldier is
bro.
kind of better.
That set the tone. Iron Man set the tone.
When was
I
the
did-
last time y'all saw the first Captain America movie? Because I watched it recently. It's actually really, really good.
Oh yeah, it's good. It's good. It's good. But they got better as it went on. It's good. They got better as it went on.
Can I say this? I watched the first Iron Man more than I watched the first Captain America because I like how they did it. It started off humble enough that it's like, oh, this shit is some wild shit. The suit looked nice and all of that shit. All the shit. Like to me, that's the ultimate introduction to what they wanted to do. Nobody else could have did it better. And I don't think that there's any trilogy per se that's better than that one movie. That one movie is like, yo, that shit was some shit.
Yeah, but the third movie wasn't even like it wasn't.
Yeah, the
that
third
good.
movie was trash.
Yeah, they dropped the ball.
Even the second one was not that good
Mandarin
too.
entirely, bro.
That is true though. Like,
Bro,
yeah.
they try to make the Mandarin look like Osama bin Laden.
Yeah,
and they want
2
to
and 3 weren't
They
even
use
that
Mickey-
good. Bro.
like you couldn't find a Russian, bro. You're gonna do Mickey Rourke with a Russian accent, like
It's literally not.
it's not
really
Russian.
like Ben
My
Kingsley, the Mandarin,
My
the fucking
bill.
British
Here's my
guy.
bill.
Trying to be Chinese.
That was the one thing that I couldn't get over. They're like, yo, dog, it's mad Russians everywhere. If anything,
Go get better beef.
get Fedor. If anything,
Yeah.
Yo, how the fuck you gonna have this bubble lip motherfucker? Like he literally has collagen in his lips. Like y'all know that, right? Like he got the fake cheekbones with the collagen in his forehead, so it don't move. I'm like, why is y'all using Mickey Rourke for this? It's it's real Russians y'all could use for this shit.
Honestly, I like the Iron Man trilogy more than I like the Captain American.
You bugging.
No, I
was
thought
Will.
no, don't you dare, man. Civil War was bull fucking shit, and you
Hey,
all know
yo,
it.
You're
Worst
word.
movie
tripping.
in the whole.
You are
No,
tripping.
Uh-oh. Here
Hell
we
no.
go.
bullshit.
You're
Hell no.
tripping.
All right, let's
Oh,
just talk
really?
about something else now. We're getting into
Hey,
I don't,
crazy
I don't
take
agree with
territory.
that.
Did
I
you
don't agree.
get-
I think the strongest trilogy of anything. No, matter of fact, I take that back. I'll take that
It's
back.
Spider-Man.
I'm a-
It would be
I'm gonna be real with you. The strongest trilogy, or for the first movie and the third movie, in terms of just me being entertained, was Thor. The first movie was good. The second shit was trash.
The third?
That's
Yes.
The third was but the third was lit. Like, nah, the third was
You know
The
what?
only one I like was
injected a lot of
Ragnarok.
they injected a lot of comedy into the third movie, which I didn't see, and it worked. It really worked. It did.
Yeah, but
made
it
better.
wasn't. But they were serious when they needed to be serious.
Yes. It had an even blend of drama and comedy. A nice even
Yeah,
blend.
it's the fourth one where they got too hammy with the shit.
Bruh, it's like, oh my,
that movie felt like a parody.
He's right behind me, isn't he?
That's what I'm saying, dude. It felt like a parody of Thor. Like an actual Thor movie. It really did.
Like with the kids and everybody. You know what it felt? It felt like a Pixar movie.
And any movie trailer that plays like Sweet Child of Mine, you know it's gonna be shit.
Yeah.
At the end part when like Jane Foster was there, she said, "I just have one final word for you: eat my hammer." And I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
I'm the fuck out of here.
bro.
Like,
It became
You know,
way
guys,
better.
I would like to. For me, they need to do this. They need to bring back Ghost Rider, but fuck Johnny Blaze. They need to bring Robbie Reyes.
Espérese. It has to be Dan Ketch, because the Ghost Rider that they're putting in these movies is not Johnny Blaze. That was a stuntman, and he was a bad guy. If you're doing the Ghost Rider that has the black leather jacket with the way his bike looked, the way they did it, that's Dan Ketch. I know, because I was very much into comic books when I was very young. That's Dan Ketch. And every Ghost Rider movie they doing it, like, the shit don't make sense. Like, why y'all doing Ghost Rider as Dan Ketch, but the guy is Johnny Blaze?
Julius, have you seen Robbie Reyes as Ghost Rider
in the Agents of Shield? You seen that? Yeah.
No, I haven't seen that.
No.
Yep.
That's
not bad.
Leo, you're onto something, because like it's funny because a while back a solo Ghost Rider show was announced for Hulu, and Robbie Reyes and the guy who played him was going to come back and reprise his role, but for some reason they canceled the damn show. I don't know why.
I mean,
I was looking forward to that.
Let's say this though: they haven't executed that kind of storytelling yet. They tried with Morbius. I didn't see Morbius. I don't know.
That was garbage. That was trash.
That was Sony. That was
so bad.
That wasn't MCU. That was Sony.
Yeah.
But all right, then I'll say this: they need to prove that they can execute that, because that's like, for you to tell them stories, you can't tell them stories how you've been telling these stories. Like, it is different. Like, that shit is supposed to be dark. It's supposed to be demons and shit.
Put some titties in it.
You know
they
what?
Gotta put titties in it.
They need to do those movies. They need to do everything that demonic characters, all that shit. I think they need to jump into horror, straight horror.
Yeah,
they tried to with Doctor Strange.
And in other words, the filters, the cinematography, and the way the movie is shot. No Hong Kong action scenes. All right, let's get that right, because the guy's skull is on fire. Okay, I'm not here to see him do Aikido and Hapkido. The guy's skull is on fire. He's supposed to be from hell. You got to tell that kind of story. And it's the same with Morbius, that I don't want to see Hong Kong action scenes. I don't want to see guys that look like they know how to do karate. He's a fucking vampire, bro, okay? Do that. He kill motherfuckers the way a vampire kill motherfuckers. Not all this fly shit, do the shit, like, no. And you got to get into the Mephisto, the Lilith, all that dark shit, which means horror. It should be horror genre MCU. It shouldn't look like the Iron Man movies.
They're bringing in the Fantastic Four.
They're about to redo that. I hope they get it right this time.
They
probably
never
not, though.
get it
Probably
right.
not. They probably
Yo, are they serious? Hold on. Are they serious about bringing Punisher to Disney Plus?
I'm hearing rumors. I'm not sure if it's true though.
I heard he's gonna reprise. You know, the Gigolo shit got canceled, so they
I'm like,
go back.
The sentence, are they gonna bring the Punisher to Disney Plus? Is fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
God, yeah.
How could they possibly like advertise that character in a Disney?
Well, they're
Plus,
gonna have to water him down. It's like they're
They're
gonna have to.
you would.
And that's why
They're
they're gonna
leave
ruin
wood.
Daredevil. They're gonna
Don't
They
completely
already
ruin
ruined Daredevil. Have you seen She-Hulk? For fuck's
Yeah,
sake.
but I don't think it's gonna be that like I think
There's
it's gonna be
Lara.
darker in the actual show. I think that was just to set the tone of She-Hulk.
did
So,
y'all
but
watch
either
Moon
way,
Knight?
Yeah.
Hey, Jules,
yeah, Moon Knight
Yeah,
wasn't
I heard
bad.
that shit. Yo,
Moon Knight
listen,
was
I
good. I
heard
like
that
Moon
shit.
Knight.
Yeah,
I heard
Jules.
that shit. I heard that shit was weak sauce, Julio.
I liked it. It was
Yeah.
actually
I like
good.
Moon
didn't
Knight. It
know
was
why
pretty
people-
good.
Nah,
It was
as soon as I
interesting.
saw Hispanic dude doing a British accent, I'm like, I'm good, man. I don't
That
need
dude
to
is
do
not
it.
Hispanic, bro. That dude is English.
Nah, he's from Guatemala, bro.
He is. He's
Ese
Guatemalan.
tipo, de verdad. Yo pensé que
Yeah.
era un árabe.
He gets
I'm not
typecasted as that. Nah, I believe you.
And let,
Oscar
Árabe.
Isaac is from
Hey.
Guatemala, yeah.
and let me tell you. Let me ask y'all. Let me ask y'all this.
There's well up. There's Hispanics across the pond. There was a bunch of Colombians there, fine as fuck, and they had fucking English accents.
Listen, bro, that Angel Fernandez dude is weird, bro. Spanish dude with an English accent. It don't work, bro. That shit just don't work.
Hey, Jules, you know what? That happens when they live somewhere else, right? Like there's this Chinese chick that was living in Ireland, and she had a thick Irish accent.
No, I mean, listen.
Yeah, like
it's
Catherine
Chinese.
Zeta-Jones, she threw me off. Like she looked really Hispanic, and then she has a British accent.
There's Chinese people in the Dominican Republic. Don't get it twisted. And when they talk,
Well,
they
now.
sound like Dominican. So
Wow.
No, yeah, legit. Like it's
Yeah.
Chinese people in Jamaica, bro.
You do like a
Yeah.
triple take on that,
Triennial.
but like, wait a minute, what?
Yeah,
Bro, there's
real.
Chinese
So,
Jules,
people in
that's it.
Haiti.
Eso es lo que llaman trigueño, ¿verdad?
Bueno, trigueñito is more about being like a tan skin. That's the way I've always used that word.
Yeah.
Trigueño. But better still, it's not even that. It's like, yo, I thought that dude was literally Arabic. The dude from Moon Knight. I really thought es un árabe. I didn't know he's from Guatemala.
Let me ask y'all this, Jules. I don't know if you remember this. You remember I said, don't he look like Jack Catterall?
He damn sure do. He damn sure do.
Hey, did you guys hear Catterall might be fighting Progress?
Yeah,
Yep.
I did a video on that
I'll
shit.
take it. I'll take it. I'll take it.
That is a good
Yeah.
fight.
I'll take it.
that
Progress
every
kicks
day of the
ass,
week.
but it's a good
Also,
fight.
speaking of
bro,
Ireland,
respect to Jack.
keep an eye out.
Jack got some balls.
Keep an eye out for this dude Gary Cully. He's about to fight.
Oh yeah, I
they're
seen.
Oh,
saying-
yeah, I like Gary. I like
Yeah,
Coley.
he's
I
a
like
good
Coley.
fighter.
They're saying he might be one of the guys at 135. We'll see.
Hey,
Let me
Jules.
see. Let me see.
If he can keep winning, he would have a bigger fan base than anybody there. Because you know how the Irish get it; they'll get on their shit. If he keep winning and he could get through a title, they'll support the hell out of his ass. He hit hard. I remember his last fight. He hit hard.
Yeah. Katie's
Ju-
dad used to train him.
And he's big for the weight. He's very big for the weight. You know what fight I'm excited about? I don't know if y'all heard it. George Kambosos, Liam Wilson.
I like that. I like that.
Ooh,
I like
that is
that
a
fight.
good fight.
That's a good fucking fight, bro.
Wow.
I think George might get fucked. We'll see. We'll see.
We'll
We'll
see.
see. I ain't even gonna
Because
see.
Liam put the world on notice with that performance. He really did.
For real. That's a good fight. He'll have to move up and wait for it, but it makes sense that like his last fight was at 130. You know damn good and well he can make 135. George don't gotta go nowhere. He can sit right there, make that weight. That's a good fight.
It
The
is.
ball-
I like that fight.
The balls on George to take a fight like that after losing twice to Haney. That is amazing.
You gotta get your hats off to George though. He not no bitch, man.
He
He
ain't
is not no bitch.
I mean,
I'm
I'm forever thankful to George because he ended the TO female hype train. So
That's true.
Same.
Too.
Same. Hey, Jules, mind if I ask you something off topic real quick?
Go ahead.
What is the one comic that you always remember when you think about the best of the best that you've read?
I'm gonna say I'm gonna be real, it's Spider-Man.
Which one?
I'm gonna say it's the Carnage series when he was running around when he killed when he killed Dagger from Cloak and Dagger, when he was running around from New York to Chicago, and then I think he ended up in San Francisco. That whole series, when I think of what's the most fun and what's the best art you saw combined in a comic, I would say it was that. That's the best I've ever seen it.
Maximum Carnage, wasn't it?
Maximum Carnage.
by the way, Jules, you know they got a Cloak and Dagger show.
That shit's ass.
I seen that.
It's trash. It's trash.
That's
It's
what I
not
was
good.
gonna
Yeah.
say. That I was like, yo, they really made a show out of those two. There was some old side characters like that.
Yeah,
There wasn't
it ain't,
anything.
yeah.
there wasn't enough of substance there for you to do a whole show about them. But that to me tells me they're running out of ideas. That's what that said. Like, really, y'all did a show about Cloak and Dagger.
Well, you brought up Spider-Man 3. You know what the problem is with the modern Marvel movies? It's the same thing with Spider-Man 3. The studio is sticking their nose into it way too much because they're in panic mode because sales are going down.
Anytime Hollywood does a remake on something, they screw it up.
They fuck it up, yeah.
Well,
also, I think
go ahead.
I was gonna say a good example of that was that Doctor Strange movie, because you can see the parts where Sam Raimi wanted to make it a horror movie, and then the Marvel execs are like, no, put some fucking jokes into this shit.
Yeah, like their focus now is merchandising more than actual writing, which is why the last couple of movies that we've been seeing, like I saw the WandaVision. I actually really liked WandaVision. They started losing me with Loki. I'm like, bro, this shit is, you know what I mean? I saw Falcon and the Soldier, not half bad. It had like a Miami Vice kind of feel, you know, like a buddy cop movie.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad. Like on my poll, it was like WandaVision, Falcon and the Soldier, Loki, and then they just kind of like, bro, I don't give a fuck about Ant-Man. Why y'all still making movies about this guy? Who y'all think give a fuck about this guy?
No, Joe. I mean, when Ant-Man when the first movie was in this, like, how is this gonna work? Like, I mean, but then I saw the movie and was like, okay, I can kind of see that. But then, like, they made
it was okay.
Look,
I seen the first movie. I did. I seen the first one, and it was, you know what? It was terrible.
I mean, because like the thing is that most of these movies they don't fall into the superhero categories. Like Ant-Man is more like a heist movie. Captain America: The Winter Soldier. Yeah.
Can we also say that the event? I don't think the people in Hollywood, personally, the producers and the studio people, I don't think they know how to let something end. Like right now, fuck an Ant-Man movie, fuck a Doctor Strange movie. The focus now, if you really want to get people excited, it is X-Men. And that's the only thing you need to be working on right now. X-Men, and getting that right. Because
they're trying to do that.
I know they're trying, but you still shelling out a lot of shit just to be shelling out a lot of shit. Like, that's what I see. You making movies to be making movies. It's not that the movie needs to be made or that it's such a great story. You're just in a hurry to fill a void with something. So you get an Ant-Man movie out there. And that Thor, y'all didn't need to make that bullshit. That shit was trash. That shit was just ass.
That's got to be probably one of the worst, if not the worst comic book movie I've ever seen. If I'm being honest.
I didn't think they could go lower than Dark World. Like, I really thought Dark World was just
But
garbage.
They did.
They did. That shit was like Dark World was ass, bro. Like, why y'all made this bullshit?
See, I think that the problem that they're facing is it's like a Brave New World right now, because I don't remember a film series other than Zatoichi that's gone on this long. When you have a character like Thor, in the first movie, he learns a lot of lessons, you know. In the second movie, he doesn't really carry much over, but he still maintains the image that he had in the first. In the third, it was a setup for the Infinity War. After that, what are you going to do with the guy? You know,
there's ways. Look, this is how I know that they're being lazy. There's enough in the source material that, believe it or not, you could make 5 great Thor movies, but you're rushing all of them. That's the problem. You're rushing them. There's enough there that you could do 2-3 good Thor movies. There are decent enough bad guys there, and there's enough of an environment, a world there, that you could literally shell out 5 good movies. But when your focus is filling a void and pushing out product, you're not focused on the story, so you end up with some old bullshit like that 4th movie. Like, that shit sucked, bro. Like, what the fuck? Like, this cutesy wootsy bullshit. Like,
Christian Bale barely made it tolerable. I mean, barely.
That shit was garbage, bro.
Well, and another thing, like, what kept me hooked when I was a kid reading comics was that the characters were fundamentally flawed. Like Hank Pym, Ant-Man, the original, he was actually a jackass. He liked he liked to beat his girl. He was, you know, an alcoholic like Tony Stark, but you know, it was the moments of humanity that made his character special. Right. Whereas now you just have these pitch perfect people who come out of nowhere and they're pretty much Mary Sue's. Like, you can't build interest in something that's not relatable. And that's the biggest problem right now, is that these
Right.
characters are not relatable anymore.
Right. Like the less grounded they become, the less interesting they become. Like Marvel, before all the magic and space travel shit got introduced, was pretty solid, and that was one of the reasons, because
Thor seemed like a more organic character in that first movie. He was the most organic he's ever been in that first movie. And coincidentally, look at who was directing it. Kenneth Branagh. You got a great director directing the movie.
Like Batman in the
I mean,
comics.
it really seemed like a Shakespearean type film, the first movie. Like, it really did.
Because that's what Kenneth Branagh does. He does Shakespeare shit.
You know,
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, if you go back to some of the comics, like, you know, Batman back in the old days, he had a dark side. He was a hero and a crime fighter, but he had a dark side to him. You know?
Yeah, but Batman doesn't have the problem that Thor has. Like, Thor has become a video game character, whereas in the first movie, he was actually he seemed like an organic character that's showing growth on screen. Whereas from 2 to 3 to 4, they just focused on the stuff that works. Like, you could tell y'all sold out. Y'all gonna have him telling jokes and doing goofy shit, because people like that little scene when they was in the diner in the first one, that he slammed the mug on the floor. And it was funny. Like, yeah, it worked, but now you're just getting gratuitous and resorting to that as
like in the fourth movie, it's like, did he learn anything at all? I mean, because it seems like he has is like
character. He's a two-dimensional character in the fourth movie. Like, that really, they should take their cues from Sylvester Stallone, because each one of the Rockies is different in a great way. Each one of them, the first one and the second one, those are dramas. The third one, that's full-on Hollywood, baby oil, big muscles,
cartoonish, all that,
big music, power ballads, big punches. It's cool. The fourth one, it's like God mode, you know what I mean? But the fifth one, it's like a full circle back to the beginning. It's a more human story.
Back to basics.
You lost everything. You back in the hood. You know, you see a fighter, he's just like you, and you want to help him and help you. It worked. All those movies were different in the way that they needed to be different. Whereas what I see in the MCU is you're trying to clone everything. You're trying to clone the success you had. And that's why it's like, it's kind of like Transformers 2 and 3. The first one was great, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Puff, the first one was great. But by the second one, yo, why is this kid always screaming? Why do you keep screaming?
I mean, like it's like that's in the fourth movie. It's like they lost me. It's like, okay, because like the thing is, I thought the R Spark created the Transformers, but then like in the fourth movie, it's established they were made by creators for metal. It's like, okay, what the hell is going on here? I thought it's like, it gets confusing.
Oh my god,
that was a nice right hand.
Oh shit, he's out. Oh damn, he all over the place.
That's like when you've been drinking. That's like when you've been drinking and you've been sitting down and you first get like,
he's done. They called it.
Cully got some shit, man.
Cully could punch. He could punch, man. He got some power.
He's fucking huge for that weight, man.
He's tall,
bro. He's 6'2" at 135. That's crazy.
I know that's not easy to cut down to that.
He's a super twin.
Apparently, he's like just no homo. He's just naturally.
How old is he?
Cody's a cheat code. He's a cheat code.
Yeah.
Hey, Jules.
You know that's Katie Taylor's father right there, right?
Nice.
No, get out for real.
That's a
the bald guy.
Hey, Jules. You mind if I explain myself a little bit? See, the reason why I rank Civil War so low, it's not because I'm trolling. It's because when I seen it, I thought that it was the moment where the Marvel characters I grew up with diverged into Disney's Marvel, because the plot didn't make any sense to me, first of all, because Tony Stark, you know how he started out as, you know, a weapon, you know, the guy who made the weapons, he goes overseas, he gets hit with the weapons. Now he understands what he's doing is wrong. How are you going to justify him bringing a child to fight a battle where he could have ended up dead, no matter if you gave him a good suit of armor or not? And then you got the whole plot line with Baron Zemo. Zemo, pretty much everything in that movie required luck, timing, and placement.
It worked though, because I want to say that the whole time we were watching that movie, we knew that it was build up for something. So we knew it was kind of like I always interpreted those movies as appetizers. I wasn't expecting to be blown away the way I was blown away by Avengers. You know that. So I always looked at those as like, oh well, this is just the rolls before the food get here. That and it was good. It was decent. Like I would say, no, it was decent. But
I mean, I would say it's my favorite because it led to Spider-Man. It introduced Spider-Man and Black Panther, and that led to them getting their own movies as well.
Yeah, and I liked it. You know, I liked it, those characters. Like I liked it, Chadwick. I liked it. What's his kid's name? Tom Holland.
Tom Holland. Yeah,
well, I like him. Like I like him. Like I liked those additions. But as far as like I said, if I'm being honest, the trilogy that I enjoyed more than one movie, and I enjoyed it a lot, is Thor. I liked the first Thor. I thought they did a great job with a funny looking character, because the whole time I heard about them, I'm like, how are they gonna make this goofy looking motherfucker? How are they gonna adapt this into a live action on screen film? And when I seen it, I was like, wow, bro, like
Loki became a fan favorite character as well. So
and then after a very weak, like that second movie, I almost feel like I enjoyed the third movie because I went into it with no expectations from how crappy the second movie was, and the third Thor, like, nah, that shit was dope, bro. Like all that shit. They brought back my man from The Fly, Jeff Goldblum from Jurassic Park.
Oh yeah,
and he was funny as shit. He was funny as shit. Like he was funny as shit to me. You know, and that's the thing. Let someone else be funny. Don't make Thor the funny. Don't constantly make him the comic relief, because it gets tired. It gets repetitive.
I will say the second movie did highlight Loki's humanity a lot more, because remember in the beginning, he was trying to play it off like he was this heartless villain, but then after his mom died, he was willing to give up his life.
I mean, I got that, but Loki, like the bad guy that they had, is some. I'm gonna put it this way: there's a reason I couldn't get into Star Trek Deep Space Nine, right? Y'all too out there. Like you're so far out there. I don't give a fuck what's happening. And that's how I felt with that villain. Like, bro, what does he want? He wants what, the E4, the ether, whatever. What do you want to do with that?
The eighth ether is one of the Infinity Stones. Yeah.
And I knew those things, but I didn't care. Like, what is this bullshit? If it was about some pussy, I would have understood. Like, well, it's about some pussy.
I mean, one thing that was never explained to me, like that villain. What's his name?
Makes all the difference in the world.
What's his name? The dark elf guy, like the villain of Thor. The dark is like how he could control the aether and then how it didn't like necessarily kill him. Like that was never really explained.
It's also like to this day, and I've seen the movie 3 times.
Yeah,
I don't really know what. Like, okay, he wants the ether for what? What does he want to do?
Yeah.
I understood. See, I understood Thanos because I understood. Like, I get that shit. Like that dude. I understood him. You know, like, oh, this is a megalomaniac. This is a psychopath. And his idea of things is, you know, I want to bring balance to the universe. I can wrap my mind around that. Okay, the elf guy, I was like, what does this guy want?
What they did they weren't so successful in doing this in the Thor Ragnarok. I mean, the Dark World, but they did it in the Justice League, the Snyder Cut. The whole point was this guy Doomsday wanted to go into the earth to trigger some kind of to conquer the earth.
Apocalypse.
Yes.
I mean, Dark Side. My fault. It's Dark Side. Yeah, Dark Side.
And for that, they needed a device, a weapon that was hidden in the earth. And for Dark World was kind of the same. And the reason why he could hold the Infinity Stone, the ether, how they call it, is because he was stronger than the other motherfuckers. And that's
let me say this, Leo. I'm going to say this. One, I love the Snyder Cut. I thought it was way better than the movie that ended up in theaters. But I'm also going to say that where they messed up with DCU is you keep trying to compete with them.
Yes.
Of telling a good story. Yes. And this is like if I could do anything in Hollywood, it would be reboot movies that I felt could have been better. You don't need to show Dark Side in that movie. You're giving too much away. You're talking too much about what's happening. Villains are most effective when you don't see them, when they hint at them. One thing that I liked about The Walking Dead is they dropped jewels on you about Negan way before he popped up.
Mm-hmm.
They
Yo,
dropped
Jules,
jewels.
what you just said right. I'm sorry to
That's the
interrupt you,
same thing. That's the.
but
Go
what
ahead.
you hold on. What you said right there is what brought down the X-Men, universe, the film universe. They fucking tease. They didn't even bother to tease Apocalypse or even Mr. Sinister. They just went straight into it with the same cast of characters that were from the First Class, which takes place like 20 years ago, between the events of that movie, like Age of Apocalypse. And when you actually read the comic books, it was actually what happened was it led to I guess Age of Apocalypse was supposed to be like a post-apocalyptic, like it was a despotic saga.
Yeah, it
And
was.
they basically just crammed that shit into 2 hours, and you just can't tell a story that way, like compressed.
And that's why I say that the focus, and I know that they're working on it. We'll see what they produce. Their focus right now should be the X-Men. We don't actually need more Thor movies. We don't.
No, we don't. I don't want to see another one.
We don't need another Ant-Man. All the stuff that is the relics of your first and second and third phase those out. All right, start over, tell different stories so that it doesn't feel like you're in a rush to push product, because all I see now is you're in a rush to push product. That's what
scrap everything. I need a motherfucking R-rated Blade. Enough with that. That's why people dropping out. Don't give me no PG-13 Blade.
That's why they can't find Blade can't find a director. They keep
that's what I'm saying, because of the shit. Joel is right though. When they dropped Thanos, we didn't get to see Thanos full screen for a fucking while. We heard his voice, and
that's any good villain. Like I'm gonna put it this way. There's a scene, and I learned a lot about writing from this fucking cartoon. The old Batman the animated series, right? Before you got to see Bane, they showed you a scene where Batman's car, he crumpled the shit up and as a child, because I was into writing, I was into making comic books, I was into that stuff when I was a kid. And from a writing perspective, that shit worked for me. Like, they sold the hell out of that. Like, who the fuck?
But Jules, not only that, they showed the.
Remember, Batman's car could take gunfire. It could take rockets. It could take bullets. Who the fuck is strong enough to bend that shit up like that? That's what sold the scene, that you already getting a whiff of the character before he actually enters the frame. Whereas with these guys, they give it all away. They told you all about Apocalypse. They told you all about. It's like, bro, like, you not leaving.
Can I just say real quick? The shout out to Paul Dini. He was a screenplay writer for the Batman animated series, man.
Yeah,
it was good.
It's kind of like let me paint a picture for y'all. This is kind of like how my mind works. Thighs look sexier when it's a little mini skirt right there than when it ain't nothing right there. You see what I mean? Because it doesn't give everything away. When you give everything away, it leaves nothing to the imagination.
There's some mystery there.
But when there's a little bit of mystery, it draws you in. And character development, it is the same way. If you want a larger than life villain, if you want the villain to seem larger than life on the screen, you need to give the story time to cook. You need to give the character time to cook. When you tell us Apocalypse's origin story at the beginning of the movie, there's no fucking mystery. We already know what he wants. We know how he got there. And we know everything already. There's nothing to see except for the CGIs that you're going to put together, you know, the graphics. I'm not 12 years old, bro. If you're going to sit me down in a theater for 2 hours, I want to see a good story. And that's why I'm not as big on movies as I used to be, because most of the stories is lazy writing, bro.
They suck.
Too much exposition. That's what you're talking about.
Right.
Yeah. Exactly. Jules, I was gonna say, like, in addition to, like, you know, how they showed Bane's car, like how Bane fucked up the Batman's car, that cartoon, he fucked up Killer Croc.
Yeah, that was another thing. They was like, yo, he fucked up Croc? How the
Not
fuck
only that,
Croc?
I think prior to, like, the encounter with Bane, I think they showed, like, okay, he's investigating the crimes that he's committing, and he's watching a tape of him, like in prison, I guess, or in professional wrestling, just throwing people around.
Yeah, and I felt that, okay, they did that effectively with the Thanos character, because you knew movie by movie they were building up towards that character. And I do feel that now that's what's missing from a lot of things. You know, like, if I were going to do like I'm hearing that Kang is supposed to fill the void that Thanos left behind.
Yes.
I'm like, I wouldn't pick Kang for that. I want a villain that has never been adapted on screen that is frightening. I want Galactus.
Yes, they should have been done
Yes.
Galactus.
Yeah.
I want
Galactus or Doom
That's the only way you can
Victor
follow
Von Doom.
him.
Yes, bro. Doom is just Doom is just
Nah,
another
man.
megalomaniac. If you want to do this right, you have introduced an audience into an expanded universe where there are all sorts of mysteries and cosmic beings, but you need eye candy. Doom is just a guy wearing a green hoodie. I have a
No, he's
green
not.
hoodie.
No,
No, I
No,
have
he's
a
more than
green
that.
hoodie.
You know,
You
Doom
want
See,
is
me
now
to-
you're just shitting on
I
the
have a
character.
green
all of
hoodie.
Marvel.
They know, like, Galactus is just a big fat motherfucker that lives in the
No,
fucking
you don't.
States.
All right. Let me put it to you this way. See, now I got to turn on my camera. Let me put it to you this way. One of the main things that will attract people to Galactus, if you tell his story right, there's a mystery that's attached to him already. He comes from a universe before this one, before the Big Bang. That already, to the nerds like myself, that's already going to make them curious. Like, before the Big Bang? What the fuck? And that you just going to keep, well, what the fuck was around before that? And the visuals. If you do Galactus right, you don't do him on the scale of a King Kong. You do him on the scale of a Godzilla. He towers over cities. He's basically roving around the universe in a baby planet, or the equivalent of a moon, in the equivalent of something that's the size of our moon. And it's simple, which makes it easier to work with. He's just hungry, bro. And you guys are going to spend 2 hours trying to figure out how the fuck do we stop this guy? And
Treat him
yes,
as a force of nature.
Yes.
exactly. And don't do Galactus talking. That's the other thing. That there's too much of that. Galactus should not speak English. If you want him to seem like a menace, you want him to scare people, that people actually watch the movie and they feel that fear. He don't talk to his food. Do you talk to your food? You talk to the chicken before you slice it?
By the way, Jules, quick question
Yeah,
about
man,
that.
they did Goliath. If they did Galactus, they got to do Silver Surfer with him and do it fucking right.
Well,
Yeah.
apparently
I mean,
they are bringing.
They already fucked up that IP with the
Fantastic Four back,
Fantastic
so-
Four. Yeah.
Hey,
Well, they're
you
bringing
know
him
what-
back.
Fantastic Four.
They're
You
trying
know
it
what
again.
You know what I ran across today, man? A post on Facebook, and they had a cover of one of the She-Hulk comic books where they were asking her to be nude, and she's like covering herself up, and like the guy, you see the hand from the director, like handing her something and saying, "Come on, just do it," and blah blah blah. It's like, who'd have thought they would do some shit like that back then,
Hey,
Well,
Jules.
I want to say that they need to push the envelope to where, okay, you're not just making a superhero movie, because it has its own genre, and there are people that look down on it. There are, so don't get it twisted. And you need to push the envelope to where this isn't just a superhero movie. It's a great movie, a visually great movie. And there's only so many characters. Celestials, I didn't even watch that fucking trash. I didn't watch
Eternals?
Whatever.
Eternals, yeah, I didn't watch that either.
That was
I didn't watch that garbage, because looking on the outside of it, right? These people are supposed to not like. If you want to know what they are, right? That they're the Eternals. Why do they seem like your neighbors? They shouldn't seem like your
That's
neighbors.
what they are.
They're supposed to be gods, essentially.
Nah,
They don't
it's
seem
basically
like
just
gods.
like, this is like the Avengers, but like the reserve team.
Yes.
It's like the Coast Guard, bro.
Jules,
Pretty much.
It's like the Queensbury roster.
Jules, can I point something out to you though?
Yes.
Back in the 90s, you know what we got? We got Heart of Ice that set up Mr. Freeze. Before Mr. Freeze was Mr. Freeze, remember, he was a comic book character nobody cared about. What they did to him, they just tweaked him a little bit. And then you got to see his development over the course of the series. And, when you compare that from where he started in Heart of Ice to how he ended in Batman Beyond to what they did to the Dark Elf in Thor, it's almost like they forgot how to write characters right. Like, you take a pre-existing character, but you make them more relatable, that you understand their motives, because like you just said, you didn't understand the motive of that villain, but you can't, like, how did we get from the 90s great writing to now?
I know what happened. They started relying on special effects and familiar tropes to sell a story. That's what it really is. That they're relying on action sequences, cheap laughs, and familiar tropes to sell a story, as opposed to writing a good story that I don't care what character it is. You can write a good story. Like you could write a good Batman story 100 times, 1,000,000 times, because the source material is rich. And the same applies to those characters. But because Marvel's thing is big movies and big bangs and big thrills, okay, for you to keep up with the Joneses based on the bar that you've already set, you need a villain who is larger than life, even than Thanos. And I understand that, you know, in the comics, Thanos, yada, yada. I get all of that. But the audience doesn't know that. The audience doesn't know that. You need a villain that seems all but a god, that you can look in the sky and see his face. That is frightening. If you can look in the sky and see his face.
I got a question for you guys. For everybody. What would you guys say is the best made superhero movie to date?
The Dark Knight. The Dark Knight. And I will stand by that because that story was, the acting was phenomenal. I mean,
there's more than one. There's more than one. There's more than one. I don't know if anybody's going to agree with me, but Zod is the most organic bad guy. Makes perfect sense. Yeah, it makes perfect sense. He comes from if you watch it, but like it took me seeing it 2 times. It took me seeing that movie 2 times to appreciate it. But basically, it's that look, the guy has no purpose. You don't got a home to go to, so you gotta get that. And I'll say that's one of the best done movies I've seen. Iron Man was another one. That was a good one where it was like, no, this is good. This is from beginning to end. It's engaging and it's good. And they're not like, even though there's a lot of CGI, it's not the most entertaining part. The actors are Robert Downey Jr. was great in that. He was great in that.
Oh, he was perfectly cast. He really was.
And I'll go back to what you're talking about, Zod, though. And depending on how you look at it, the whole thing started with Zod being justified against the fucking bureaucrats. He didn't start off as a villain. He was a fucking soldier. He was just following orders of what he had to do. Like, look, you guys are fucking this shit up. We need to figure this out.
Well, he did what he thought was best. That's what he did. So,
and at the same,
I stand on the Dark Knight.
I would say the Dark Knight was. Wait, you talking about the one with the Joker, right? Not the first one.
Yeah, with the Joker.
I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. To me, that shit was mean.
The Joker was the star of that film, not Batman.
Yeah, I agree.
But even all the actors, they did their part.
They did. Yep.
The guy that did Commissioner Gordon, like everybody did well. Like the story was just phenomenal to me.
What's crazy to me is Gary Oldman actually looks like Commissioner Gordon in the comics.
All the actors in those movies understand, like, we're telling a story. Nobody's a star. The story's a star.
The story's a star.
And with the direction that the MCU is going, it's starting to become like a Michael Bay kind of deal. You know Michael Bay. You know a Michael Bay movie.
Explosions, blah blah blah.
Big panoramic explosion. Like you know exactly what it is. As soon as I say, I know exactly what I mean.
Yep.
I think the reason why that is because they feel like a large swath of like moviegoers, they don't read comics, so they have to make the thing like more chewable, like
more digestible.
More digestible.
And I get that, but you didn't get here with that mentality. You got here telling stories, and they were all good stories. Like the first Iron Man was a good story. You did it right. The first Cap, that was a good movie. It was a good film. It was good. Like it wasn't just, well, let's repeat what worked in the last 5 movies. No, that just gets repetitive and boring.
The first Thor movie, good story.
That was a good story.
All the movies you just described, right? Those were pre Disney merger.
Yes.
That's true too. That's true too.
But by the way, Jules, quick question about Galactus. Is he the villain where like his true appearance is not known? It's like whatever, like, you know, alien race or whatever sees him, that's what he appears as?
No. He's the guy. He's like a giant, right? I would scale him up though. I would scale him up and make him frightening to encounter. You have to try, and I know it's a big ask, but you know, you don't do shit you never done by not trying. I would scale him up. I would make him even bigger than Godzilla. I would make it to where you can either see this guy from space. I mean, see this guy from Earth in space, or you can see his ship. You need to give a visual that people haven't seen before to make him seem larger than life.
Have you ever seen The Day the Earth Stood Still, like the original black and white version.
Yeah, I seen that.
I would do something similar to that, where like he's like this force of nature that they had to, where it's almost like dealing with him is almost like an existential crisis.
Yeah, well, it should be. Well, it is. Yeah. If we go by the source material, when he arrives at a planet, I don't want him speaking English, because you know what that does to people like me.
Yeah.
How does he know how to speak English?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And you know, Marvel, they're gonna have him doing stand up. He's gonna have a water bottle in his hand, telling jokes and shit. Like, I was trying to see that.
You happen to be on the way to the Milky Way galaxy. I ran into a couple of road flags.
I mean, see, because Beach is like, I think honestly, what makes a good movie and ultimately a good comic book movie is like where the protagonist or the hero never has it all their wish. Like, I want, like, take the Equalizer films for instance, like. And they're coming out with the third movie soon. I think that's coming out this year. Give Denzel an antagonist where who's really going to give him a run for his money, where he is really going to take everything to really beat this guy. The same with the same with superhero movies. Give them an antagonist that's really going to make them like that. They don't like, because Thanos kind of did that. That's why I like Infinity War, because them think. They didn't win at the end of Infinity War. They lost.
See, that's why I like the original 2000 Spider-Man movie, because you have all that in one. And Sam Raimi did the impossible. He made you care about Spider-Man, because think about it. In 2000, could you have made people care about a teenager who got bit by a radioactive spider the way that Sam Raimi did?
No. Well, that was
after. Was very grounded. Like, at this point, we're dealing with aliens and shit. So Marvel has to really be creative in how they can relay that to the audience.
Well, that movie was after 9/11. That was a time when America needed heroes.
I'm gonna say this. I'm with Julio on this. You can't make Galactus relatable to a man. First off, his heralds should not be relatable to men. What these people literally do, if you're going to go by the source material and you're going to sell this story, these people don't care about anyone. So they shouldn't even bother talking to anyone. Just put yourself in those shoes. I have powers, cosmic powers. I go to worlds and I destroy them. Why the fuck would I be talking to you? I'm not going to talk to you. Do I talk to my M&Ms? Do I talk to my chewing gum? So why the fuck would I be talking to these guys? There are no lines for Galactus. There are noises.
That would be funny.
One of the things I liked about Signs as a movie, they sold them aliens without showing them to you. They sold them. They weren't in most of the movie. A lot of just suspense, building towards the moment where the audience watching the film is asking, is this shit real, or is these corn pone motherfuckers just bugging out in their cornfield?
Exactly. Have you seen Arrival?
Y'all want to hear something crazy?
Something like that. Something similar.
I gotta say real quick, I didn't like Signs. I thought the aliens. I thought the aliens in that movie was trash. I think
I'm gonna tell you. Y'all want to hear something crazier than that?
Hold on. I think a way better alien movie that had a build up to a suspense was War of the Worlds with Tom Cruise.
I'll say this. All right, Signs. I'm a family guy, so it hit me. It hit me like I liked it. And bear in mind, I didn't see it until after I had my daughter. I know the movie's very old. It came out when I was very young, but I didn't see it until I was much older. So when I'm watching it, the humanity of the story had me more than the aliens. I'm wondering, is this guy schizophrenic? Because the stuff with his wife and all the different stuff, is he losing his mind? What's really going on here? And the human element of the story sold it for me. But they made it, and it's one of the better movies he's ever made, to be honest, because some of his movies really fucking suck. M. Night Shyamalan, like Lady in the Lake, that was just pure fucking garbage. But this one, the way he built up towards that moment where, no, bro, this is real. There is an alien invasion, and this guy with his 2 kids and his brother, you got the deal as best as you can. And the way they did it, it was dope because it was fluid. You know what I mean? No lasers, no swords, no big explosions, no Michael Bay panoramic shit. Just a man in his house with his kids trying to hang on. It was dope. I loved it. Now,
can I just say real quick that I think Split really revitalized M. Night Shyamalan's directing career.
I agree with that. I do agree with that because he fell off big time. Lady in the Lake was one of the worst movies. Like, honestly, it was literally one of the worst movies I've ever seen. I'm like, bro, did you write this based on a dream? Because on paper, this doesn't make sense. This is all visuals. This is all cinematography. Writing, this is bullshit. Pure bullshit. All right? Now, the reason I feel Galactus is the best way to go is because you already did something that was over the top and it worked. We never seen a build-up like that, and it actually delivered. Endgame. That shit is dope, bro. The way they just tied it all together. Everybody from every movie, every storyline, every piece of it, it worked. How the fuck do you top that? You need something that is larger than life. That's Galactus. And that is a bigger threat than Thanos. You're not going to sit here and have a fist fight with this guy. It's not like, no, you're not. This guy eats worlds, bro. He doesn't just kill people, he eats worlds.
I would borrow from Star Trek in the sense that a lot of those villains, like, you have to really think and like craft a way to like defeat these OP villains, because that's what's gonna make it relatable to the audience. Because you can't relate to fucking Galactus. It's not something worldly. So
here's the thing, Jules. I don't trust Marvel in doing Galactus justice, man, because with the way they like to introduce soy banter and like to make crack jokes in serious moments, they'll fuck around and make a laxative planet for Galactus and fuck him up that way.
Nah, I mean that would be ego if he ate Ego the planet, but I just think that you need the right filmmaker, you need the right writer. Honestly, you need the right. A lot of things in writing or a lot of things in storytelling are not about showing blood, are not about showing Hong Kong fight scenes where everybody just happens to know martial arts. Like one thing I've always hated about Batman, you show him fighting. What's most effective about Batman is that he sneaks up on you. He take you out. I don't want to see all the bullshit. I'll watch a Jackie Chan movie for the bullshit. All right. You show me Batman in the shadows slumping motherfuckers. I haven't seen that yet. The closest I've ever seen to that was the first movie when they're in the freight, where they're in that like they're like by a seaside or whatever, and he's taking out the bad guys one by one, but you don't really see him fighting. That's the most effective way to do Batman. All this other shit that he's gonna have the fist fight like a college frat boy, like nah, bro. Yeah. He's not.
Yo, do you ever notice how in the 90s Batman films, right? The Joel Schumacher ones, they were kind of like harkening back the way the camera was pointed. It kind of harkened back to the old Batman series from the 60s, and how they would like trying to make it for the 90s, and it felt like it looked kind of corny to me.
I would even go as far as conjuring up on biblical references and things that are because you're talking about a character that predates the universe that we exist in, right? You're going to need strong visuals for that, but you don't need one-liners. You know, it's not a Leslie Nielsen movie. We don't need zingers, you know what I mean? This is a character that is supposed to appear on screen, larger than life and frightening, and that sells it. And you can't reason with him. You can't talk with him. He's not going to talk to you. His heralds are not going to talk to you. You or the audience should realize these guys are fucked. They're way stronger than anything you dealt with before, and they won't talk to you. They won't reason with you. They got one job, and then little by little you tell them that you know why Silver Surfer's doing this shit, so that he can save his world. That's what, and then that humanizes them a little bit. But don't have the fucking guy speaking English when he's from across the universe. It's already bad enough Thor speaks English, but they wrapped it up real good. Well, they used to come here, so they're gonna know the language.
The biblical thing is facts. Like, make Silver Surfer David. Like, make him that type of, make that dynamic with the audience.
See, I don't think that's where they're gonna screw up. Where I think they're gonna screw up is with the lore of Galactus, because remember, the Fantastic Four had to chase him off with the ultimate nullifier. That was the only way to get him to back off. And when you have a MacGuffin like that, that kind of makes the Infinity Gauntlets kind of worthless at that point.
But see, you sold it for me. You fucking sold it. I swear to God, I could start writing the shit right now. You need something that's worse than the Infinity Gauntlets. You need, and that's why I wouldn't even want this movie to come out until 3-4 years from now, because you need to build it. You need to scare people. You know, there's a guy running around in the universe eating planets. Galactus, I mean, like Thanos just wanted to kill half of shit. This guy eats whole worlds. And he don't talk to nobody. That's the beauty of it. No lines. When he comes, you're fucked.
But do you think that is gonna resolve the power scale problem? Because I noticed this in the Marvel movies. At least this is my opinion. Every time a new villain comes up, a new enemy, is in some kind of form more powerful than they were before. And they did that with Thanos because Thanos was was trying to wield the Infinity Stone, the most powerful force in the galaxy. Now they have Khan. Khan has the power of the multiverse. And Galactus, what is going to have?
No, espera, yo lo dije, Leo, que para mí, they want Kang to be the dude. I don't, and I'm saying for the bar that they set, forget Kang, bro. That shit is, people not gonna care about that shit. They're gonna struggle to wrap their minds around that so much they may not even be engaged because
dude, that was me. I literally don't get it. I don't get it.
It's too far removed from what you would interpret as a crisis moment. But here's something that you can interpret as a crisis moment, and all you have to do is show it. A fucking face in the sky. I would scale him up, right? To make him more frightening. Because yes, that's fucking scary. If I went outside right now and I looked up and I saw a face, I'd be fucking mortified. I'd be terrified.
Because Khan, I saw Loki, the series. And the one thing I got about that series is Khan is just a smart dude, a really smart dude.
That's it.
That's all he is.
That's it.
And he's smart. He's so smart that he can exploit the advantages and disadvantages of the multiverse. But that's all he is. He's a smart guy.
Exactly. Like, there's guys that are OP in these comics that their stories are not worth telling because of what you just described, that when you get to the base of the character, it's too simplistic, like the Game Master. I get it, bro. You're a cosmic guy, but you basically just play games. That's it, right? You're so strong that you can play games with the forces of nature and all these important people. But that's the gist of it. You're bored.
But if you look at a smart character like Lex Luthor, you know, he's driven more by ego rather than just the need to conquer, because remember, Superman was the only man who looked down on him.
Listen, Lex's character is more deep and sophisticated. Lex is envy.
Absolutely.
Lex is envy incarnate, that like, bro, you have everything. You're good in that world, and that's not enough for you because you know you're not a god. The closest thing to a god in your world is that guy, but you're so envious you look past that he's a hero, bro. All he does is help people. He's not even trying to take over your world. He just wants to help people, and your aim is to show that he's just as much a piece of shit as you are. That's sick. That's why I get Lex. Like, I see what it is. It's like, yo, he goes too big, bro. It bothers you that this dude, he could do all the shit that you want to do that you can't do, but he chooses to be the good guy. I understand that dichotomy of the two characters. With Galactus, the reason it works is because it reduces everything to its basis form, survival of the fittest, and he is the fittest. The conflict for the heroes is, what are you going to do?
Yeah, you have to beat nature. You have to find a way to beat nature, and that's what makes him interesting.
I think to me, that's the direction. For me, that's the direction they should go. That's the direction that I would go, because you've done all the things where you talk to the guy and he says the thing and the cool line. Imagine somebody you can't reason with him, bro. There's no getting out of this. He's either going to eat you motherfuckers or you're going to find a way. And that's what draws the audience in. How do they find a way? This is different than Thanos, bro. Like, you could sit there and fight with Thanos. Ms. Marvel did, or whatever her name is, Captain Marvel. She did. You can't sit there and fight this guy, bro.
You got to be like The Rock in the movie Faster. He shows you what he's about through his actions rather than talking.
Yeah, like the whole thing and that's just Hollywood now, bro, that they give away so much about the antagonist or the villain. They give away so much so soon. It's not engaging. Like, bro, you're still making Halloween movies, for God's sake. What are you, running out of ideas? Yes. Y'all don't know how to write. You got a bunch of hacks in Hollywood. They're all about selling the CGI and the action figures and the bullshit. You're not writing anything, bro.
And, you know, the sad thing is that before the 2010s, they were writing really good Galactus stories. Like, they had the death of Galactus, where the Silver Surfer finally killed him. You got to understand a little bit more about his background, like you were talking about. And, you know, when they The problem with him, though, is that they couldn't make a character strong enough to match him. Even though they got him on like a power scale, he's like below the one above all. But at the same time, like there's nobody who can go toe to toe with him.
And here's the thing. One way you can wrap this up, because it is hard to write. How do you do that they deal with this guy? They don't have to. Silver Surfer will deal with him for you. He knows his inner workings. He knows the ship that he's in. You got to try to convince the Silver Surfer to kill this fucking guy. But in a nutshell, that's what you write. It's not Captain America's shield or some axe that Thor went and made or some suit that Tony put on. It's not none of that. It's from within. You just got to try to write it to where it works, that you convince this guy, you got to stop this fucker, bro. He's going to keep doing this. You're doing what you're doing to save your planet. We're trying to save ours. And that's the focal point. You know what I mean? You can write it, bro. It's not that hard. But these guys are lazy. And I'm sorry, the moment that they have to work and really be creative, they fail more often than not. A lot of this shit, a lot of the movies we get is just the same regurgitated shit, bro. They're still making Fast and Furious movies. They're still making Halloween movies. Like, really? It's still Halloween?
Breakthrough round for Dr. Smith, man.
Bro, he's disappointing me, man. Like, he's normally a very good counterpuncher, but here he actually has to press the action. And he's not throwing his jab. Like, if he would just get on his jab, he could make this look
Yeah, because like the other guy, Allenson, he's just moving his glove hand, like his lead hand, up and down.
For God's sake, they're still making Scream movies.
Yeah,
they
Scream in Brooklyn.
Fucking bullshit.
Yo,
Ghostface gotta stab some hipsters in Brooklyn.
Oh, you guys see James Gunn's plans for the DC that he's trying to make, the reboot? It's pretty fucking good.
Fuck James Gunn.
Listen, he took away Henry.
God.
Listen, he took away Henry. So fuck James Gunn, bro. That's the best.
No, but his plans are pretty. Like he's gonna make a Superman.
Michael, fuck him. Okay, fuck him. And I don't get to see Gal Gadot. I don't get to see Gal Gadot's hot dogs anymore. Fuck him, bro. Fuck him.
But
those movies weren't good, bro. They needed a reboot anyways.
Look, I will concede that Wonder Woman 1986 was a piece of trash. I don't even know.
84.
They were all garbage.
Don't insult my year. 84.
Yo, I said 86. Whatever that shit was garbage.
All those movies were garbage in my eyes.
I won't lie to you. I did like Batfleck. I was very big on Batfleck. I liked them. And I like the Superman movies, but I'll be honest, I don't give as much as I like seeing Michael Keaton put on the bat suit again, bro. Fuck that Ezra.
Yeah, that guy's a piece of shit, bro. He can eat a dick.
I don't know how he's still making movies. He has so many charges for some sketchy shit about.
He's the Javante Davis of comics.
Bro, for real. Ezra Tank Miller. He was fucking kidnapping bitches and like, eating them up. Like he was doing a whole bunch of like. He turned into the Joker last year.
Bro, that dude is a menace, bro.
Bro, and it's bullshit. The Flash is my favorite comic book character of all time. Wally West's story by itself could have filled a whole catalog of DC movies. Like. They missed out on a big opportunity. Like,
yeah, they did.
Is Flash the Spider-Man of DC?
No.
Wait. No.
There's similarities, but no. There's similarities, though, but no. Spider-Man, to be completely honest with you, is the closest thing to Superman that the MCU had in the sense that he was a flagship character. Now, he's not strong like Superman, you understand, but Spider-Man's franchise was always very successful. Spectacular Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man, Web of Spider-Man. That for Marvel, those were the books that sold the most. That
cultural icon.
Well, No Way Home was a very good movie.
I liked that movie. I really liked it.
And it follows the Spider-Man like storyline. If you watch most of his comics or you read most of the comics, it's always a bittersweet ending.
Yes, yeah. They're always. I grew up reading Spider-Man, and I'm telling you, it's just the way it was in that movie. That's how the comics was. That like, yo, this dude life is sad, bro. Like it looked fun. It's got its fun moments, but for the most part, it's tragic.
Yeah, he wins, but he always has to sacrifice something.
How do y'all feel about Michael Keaton being in the Flash movie?
I
I
don't
thought it
even
was
care, bro.
I because I'm old and because I'm old and senile, I really appreciated that. And he's still an effective Batman. Like visually, it worked. But that's just kitschy shit, bro. On some real shit, on some shit. Fuck that guy, man. Fuck. What's his
Yeah,
name? James Gunn. Fuck that guy.
It's nostalgia bait.
Yeah, that's what it is, bro. You knew you
You're
like
still gonna watch those movies when he drops them. I'm
fuck
telling
that
you
shit.
I'm gonna stream that shit.
Yeah,
I'm a
he's doing
fire
the
stick
Green
it, bro.
Lantern
I'm a
show.
fire
Yeah.
stick that shit, bro.
I'm a PBC fan of Marvel.
He's doing a Green Lantern show, a Batman Brave and the
Man,
Bold
I don't
show.
give a fuck about the Green Lantern and that rhyming shit that he says by Blackest Night and something light. Eat a dick, bro.
Don't
That's
you
one of the
worry,
best
never fear.
comics.
Robin Hood will soon be here.
Hey, Leo.
Fuck
Sana
that
sana
bullshit,
colita de
man.
rana.
Hey, Leo. Just to answer your question, Wally West, he's kind of like Spider-Man, but the way that he gets from point A to point B is completely different. See, Spider-Man, his backstory, how he became what he was, I feel like it hit a lot harder because you have to go through like several storylines to really get to that conclusion with Wally. But that's just because he was the replacement for the original Flash. So while you could make the comparison, he's kind of like the Spider-Man of the DC universe. He's a lot more, I think, fleshed out. But the problem is that DC fucking killed him. So anything that they could have done with the character, it's all fucking gone now.
Yeah, they messed up when they made him take the bus instead of using webs, man.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for that new Batman. That Batman, I like that Batman movie that Matt Reeves did. It was
I didn't
great.
like that shit, man.
Why?
Batman is
Because I always saw Flash and Spider-Man in the similar way. They're both
What was that?
now, Leo. I'll say this: I've always felt
Batman
that
got it.
I've always felt that Spider-Man lost a lot more than any other superhero. He lost a lot. Like he lost a lot. And when you hear what happens at the end of Peter Parker's continuum, he fucking dies by getting hit by a car. And that's after Mary Jane divorces him. It's like, bro, this is sad, bro. Like,
Let's talk about a negative ending, man.
that's what I'm saying, man. It's like it's just fucked up, man.
I like
you know what movies superhero movie that I keep hearing was not done well was the Hulk.
which one?
Eric Bana was terrible as Hulk. But I'll say that my man, one of my favorite actors in all of film, Ed Norton, his Hulk is my favorit Hulk.
I
Like
love
his
that
movie
movie.
You didn't
is-
like the Eric Bana one?
that shit was that was terrible, bro.
he's like that shit was shit.
Bro, do you remember, bro? You don't remember, Drew? That shit was 3 hours, bro.
I maybe watched it once or twice. I don't even remember that movie though.
Jules
Fucking Ang Lee, he had Ang Lee direct the shit. It's all this fucking, Ang Lee's directing it. Oh, so I can sit through this 3 hour bullshit. Like, this shit was terrible, bro.
Jules went and filed a grievance with the movie union over that one.
He wrote them a strongly worded letter, bro. Like,
Bro, you got to remember the time period, though. Like, back when they made the Hulk, there was really no template on how to make a comic book movie. So that's why you see a bunch of comic book panels in it.
not true. I'm going to take you back to the classics, bro. This is for the Gosmian country's age. Richard Donner, Superman. That was a masterpiece. Even with the little that they had, the way they told the story, it's the blueprint is kind of there. But when you're relying on CGI, and if you watch that Eric Bana movie with the one that Ang Lee did, that Hulk, you're relying on CGI to captivate the audience, not the story. Just to see, oh, it's Hulk and he's fighting these huge dogs. Really, dog?
I think he was trying to focus more on the emotional aspect of Bruce Banner because they did dive into his backstory quite a bit. I didn't like that they made I believe he's called the Morphing Man. Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, I didn't like that they made him, as his dad. Like, that was just lazy as hell to me. But, just trying to show why he is the way that he is. I think it was.
But we know, this is the thing. It's like the Spider-Man movies. Don't keep telling me his origin story. I fucking know it already. Now, what they did that was a stroke of genius in Edward Norton's Hulk movie is they didn't tell you all that shit. They covered all that in the beginning sequence with the theme music. That you got the gist of it if you don't already know. And okay, show Hulk in the comics. Hulk was not a particularly interesting character until he's fighting. Because that's what he is. He's a power gauge. When I used to read the comics, I didn't give a shit about Hulk unless he's fighting. All right. And they hit the nail on the head. Give him someone to fight that makes for great visuals. And that's what sold it. The visuals. Because we already know Hulk, he's going to get mad and he's going to start throwing stuff at people. And we've been there and done that. Like I watched the goddamn show. Like that's on repeat. Give people something they haven't seen before. One thing they hadn't seen before was Abomination. That was never adapted on screen, just in cartoon form, but not on screen. And it worked. He said, Hulk! He's like, yeah, it was cool, bro. That worked. Because we didn't know Hulk could get out words and shit like that. We didn't know that. Well, some people didn't. I did, because I was a comic book nerd. It's like, you got to give people new shit, bro. Everybody's just recycling everything.
I will never disagree with anything you just said, by the way, Jules. I love that movie.
That's a great movie, bro. Like Edward Norton was great in that. But I'll give the other dude credit. He did a good job too. The new dude, Mark Ruffalo. He did do a good job. Like he did.
It's too bad they didn't do like Hulk versus Thing in one of those movies or something. That would have been cool.
Well, they would have had to get the Fantastic Four right, and they've never gotten them right. They had John Krasinski, bro, as Reed Richards.
Dude,
blasphemy, man, blasphemy.
And you know what that was, right? Like he was supposed to be Captain America, so they just gave him a check, like because he was supposed to be in their universe already.
I didn't like the fact that they teased the leader and then they never delivered on that. Now that's an interesting, super intelligent villain right there, because on one hand he can pretty much learn everything, but on the other hand he's dying from the cancer.
Yeah. And they played on it, when the shit poured in the guy's thing and his face got big and all the shit. It's like, some stories are worth telling, some aren't. And I just feel the next logical step for the MCU to deliver larger than life characters is to deliver Galactus, because it hasn't been done right. And the visuals of that movie, they'd be iconic. Like, you see imagine you walk outside. You look up and there's a fucking face, because that's how fucking big the guy is. That's frightening, bro. Scary shit.
Now we are geeking about this shit. Something that bothers me, especially about superhero movies nowadays, is the color palette. For example, the new Doctor Strange movie. It was supposed to be some kind of a horror movie. Why is everything so vivid? Why am I so happy all the time?
Yes.
One that's murking motherfuckers left and right. I never understood that.
There's a movie with Keanu Reeves, Constantine, and I love what they did with the color palette. Everything is really orange, and it works because of the character. Whereas with Doctor Strange, why does this look like a box of crayons? Colors are so vibrant. Everything is so blue and everything is so red. It's like, bro, like, isn't there supposed to be like some darkness into this shit? Because it's not showing up on the screen.
I think they do that because it's easier to show the CGI when they have it at a nighttime setting.
Yeah. And the CGI is clearly the focus of what they're doing. It is. That's what I'm going. That's my whole thing, that they're trying to tell a story with the special effects more than the writing.
And you see, this is the problem. This is the hurdle they're never going to get past, because what it is that in the movie, you have a bunch of these super powered individuals who can get through anything if they continue to try. If you're going to go up against a Galactus, you have to take it out of your hands, because there's literally nothing you could do against a god.
And that's why I think that's what they need to try, man. They need to try some ambitious shit. Oh, go ahead, Leo.
No, I didn't say anything.
No, I thought you was mid-sentence, but yeah, yo. Just that's one thing I haven't seen adapted. I know that they tried it with that shitty Fantastic Four they did a couple of years ago. Who remembers that they had Jessica Alba as the Invisible?
And
Like, whose
Looking
fucking
fine as
idea?
fuck.
She was, but she's not Susan. Come on, bro. Come on now.
bro,
But she alright.
Oh my
No,
god,
she,
end
she,
this fight already. This fight is so ass.
that fight is ass, bro. I went out for
He
a
just
cigarette.
went down, man.
He just
Bro.
went down. Please end this already.
bro, I never forgave them for making Galactus a fucking cloud.
Literally, bro. Literally. He was a cloud of reefer smoke.
Which was worse, the Thor movie main villain or the fucking cloud? Because that cloud, dude, like I never got over that. Like you teased his helmet on a planet, and then all of a sudden you just see this giant nebula out of nowhere. Like,
And that was such a cop out, bro. It was such a cop out. Like, look, we don't know how we're gonna make this work, so let's just make him a cloud.
a giant man in space would have been more believable, in my opinion.
Sin City, look, Sin City, God bless Frank Miller because he revolutionized comics with his inking. He made every story easy to tell because of how he inks his comics. You know what I mean? So if Sin City was cool, it was really because of Frank Miller. The work was already done, the hard work. Same with 300.
It's a miracle they adapted those to movies, dude. I've read the original Sin City series. Wow. Just like
there's a million things they leave out, bro.
No, yeah, there definitely
Why do
is,
they
but
do that? I mean, is it time constraints because of
time constraints? Yeah, you have to. You can't tell every story. That's literally what it is. Time constraints. You got to try to fit it into a 2-hour feature film.
And I'm sure it exists, even though it doesn't seem like it. There is a code for what they can show on screen, and like, there's only so much that you could put into a movie like that without it being rated X. It was already a rated R movie, you know.
Yeah, but it was good.
Like that movie, The Last. I mean, it's not a superhero movie, but The Last Emperor. That movie was hella long. I mean, you would think, they could probably do it if they split it up like that.
Bro, Braveheart was like fucking 4 hours, bro. That shit was a long ass movie, bro.
Yeah, I think Gettysburg was longer than that.
Fucking Gettysburg. Whose fucking idea was it to make that fucking shit?
Should have been a 5-part series, man. What the fuck?
Damn, Jules, you sound so bitter over that.
Because they running out of shit, bro. It's shit out there to tell. But it's the screenwriters and the people that come up with this stuff. They have all this money, but they're lazy to me. Like, they just seem lazy to me. Like, it's mad good stories to tell.
They let creativity go out the building and just rehash stuff a lot of the times. And it's like, come on, man.
It's fucking microwave movies, man. Dalton is not wowing me this fight. It's not. You gotta not.
It's that Allenton's making it sloppy, And so far, he's landing the bigger, harder shots, man. That's all that matters.
Ugly ass tattoos.
Yeah.
We all know why we're here, gentlemen. It's not for any of these.
Yeah.
Exactly. He's a good knockdown,
Yeah,
though.
that's
Good
for
knockdown.
sure.
He's doing it right. The fuck. Ooh, good job.
All right, let's see. Come alive, man. Come alive. Let's get a highlight
When
reel.
does the George Foreman movie come out? I kind of want to see that.
Yeah, I want to see that. That looks all right.
That looks entertaining.
I feel like he should be jabbing more.
Hey, Julius.
Yep.
Have you seen Children of Men?
I seen that. That was all right.
Well,
Clive Owen, the one where nobody could have babies except this one girl who had a baby. She was pregnant. I seen that. That was okay. It's a cool concept.
No, but I saw the movie a long time ago, and I see it now. And dude, there's no a wasted frame in that movie. Everything about that movie is so well thought.
Mm-hmm.
The background, I think they have that fucking scene when almost at the end of the movie, when they're working with the child and all that battle stops because of the baby. That long take when the blood splatters the camera, the lens. That scene, that whole scene that took like 1 minute, costed like something like $1.4 million, and they had to do
Ridiculous.
it, and they had to do it like 4 or 5 times.
Jesus Christ, bro.
That's insane.
That's nuts, bro.
And you wonder why there are no more indie movies.
Do you guys feel like MCU kind of killed cinema?
No, I think that people are using that as a scapegoat.
I think
Okay. I
Sorry.
think,
I think Scorsese's right.
no, I don't agree with that. Good movie's a
Like,
good movie.
there are no good thrillers anymore. There are no good.
Well,
movies.
there
Listen.
are a bunch of them. They just don't make it to theaters because they
No,
don't.
no, let's say
It's
this.
just diminishing
Let's say
returns.
this.
Why, though?
Don't,
There are no good
no.
comedy movies.
Let me
Comedy
say this.
movies are dead. as well.
Northman is not a comic book movie. It's not even really a fantasy movie because I always interpreted the stuff that he sees as delusions, you know? For the most part, it's a grimy, gritty movie, right? And it's well done. And that's one of the better movies I've seen in the last 10 years, Northman. So it's not that good movies aren't out there. There's good movies out there. It's just a lot of lazy people using the superhero stuff as an excuse
You
to
know,
me.
honestly,
Nah, but
it's
Northman was
kind of-
made. Northman was made by Robert Eggers, who's like he's like the new guy in Hollywood right now. So they're gonna take risks on him. But
You
if
know
you
what?
look by and large, all the good thrillers, like all the good movies that what's his name was like referring to, they just don't make it to theaters because they don't have big studio backing. Like Martin Scorsese,
It's
I think
kind
he's agreed because like his last movie, that fucking long ass mafia movie, that shit couldn't get made by theaters. It couldn't go to theaters in this day and age. It had to go to Netflix.
That's true. That's
It's
true.
kind of like boxing,
It's
man.
like it's
It's
yeah.
kind of like boxing. If you want to get something good, you kind of got to go outside of America and check out other parts of the world to see
Kind
some
of.
better movies, man.
Mhm.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah,
Kind of.
that are made like independently, but like there's no funding for it because you know the stakes are higher now, you know, and the studios would rather bank on IPs, you know, intellectual properties, you know, to keep afloat.
But also, can I say this, which is kind of scary? Perhaps we're entering into an era where movies are a thing of the past.
I think
I
so
hope
too,
not.
honestly.
I mean,
I'll tell you.
if you want
I'll
if
tell
you
you
want
why.
to sorry, go ahead.
I'll tell you why. People used to use movies, you know, watching a good movie as an escape from reality. They have a substitute for that. The internet.
Whoa!
Great body slam by Dr. Smith.
Holy
Wonderful.
shit.
Bro,
If only this was a UFC.
is he frustrated or something?
Yeah.
I mean, he's winning a fight. I don't know why he had to
He's
do that.
winning.
I don't like his performance today, man. He's
Yeah, he
usually
should
pretty
deduct-
good.
He should deduct the point for that.
Yeah, he should deduct the
Yo,
point.
Ruff,
He's
get
a
off my
good
face, man.
counter puncher.
Get out
He's
my
a
face,
good
Ruff.
counter puncher. He's a weak ass finisher though. Can't
Nah, he's
finish.
normally not that bad. It's just he's not throwing his jab today. For
I mean, how did he get those 10 knockouts?
I forgot about that.
But yeah,
he's good.
I think that people have outgrown movies, to be honest.
I think
Well,
you're
I
right.
mean, just
See, I hear people
Like-
say that, but also
Mhm.
movies are super pirated though. They're also another business where like
They're-
so much of it is made under the table because people love to steal
Yeah.
shit.
like, and I think that I can attest to that because, okay, anecdotally, I look at the Oscars, right, as like the Super Bowl of like celebrating the movies, right, and I feel like with the like slumping ratings and shit like that, I feel like the cultural relevance of movies are kind of diminished over the while. And the only reason that they were talking about the award show last year was because of the Will Smith slap.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
Who's
Jules.
washing their dishes?
I think you're right, Jules, because when you look at the history of just storytelling, we went from oral, we went from showing in theater, like a play, and then we went to movies, and then afterwards, now we have the internet, like you said. We have the ability to entertain ourselves endlessly, pretty much for free now.
Yeah, porn.
So
I mean, the thing about movies was it allowed you to do something that kind of forgets, and it takes you like to a fantasy world and all that different stuff, so you get to enjoy the movie. But I feel actually gaming is filling the void that movies used to fill because people get to play the movie. I'm not big on games, by the way. I don't play them, But that's kind of what I see happening, that movies aren't what they used to be. To people, to the populace,
Yeah.
they're not what they used to be. So
Yeah, and that's proof because like the movie theaters, I agree with Scorsese at certain points. Like the studios aren't taking risks on shit that doesn't have like capes in it. But at the same time, superhero movies are keeping movie theaters alive, bro, because people aren't going unless it's a superhero movie. Like going to the movies
No,
is
it
like
depends.
it's a novel experience now. Like you go
Like,
because
Tom,
you
honestly-
like the popcorn, you like going, you like the experience of seeing a movie. But most of it is to go see a superhero movie.
yeah.
Tom, I agree in the general populace. Like, one thing about me being in here in LA is you get to see all the little artsy movies and good movies that you guys will never see because nobody will ever hear about them, but they're fucking great. It's great. Jules kind of appreciate this. There's a difference between a movie and cinema. Like,
Yeah.
I still see great cinema here, shot on film, single action cameras, where it's just like, that's a good fucking story. But stuff like Top Gun saved Hollywood.
Yeah.
Because that's the last action movie. There's no fucking capes. It's real shit.
And it
But
still
it's a
made a
good
billion.
fucking story.
And it
It's a
still made $1
classic.
billion at the box office.
It's a classic Hollywood movie.
I think another contributing factor to movies dying down a bit is the general public. Like, people don't like going to theaters because people are always doing dumb stuff or yelling or.
No,
You
but
know.
the other thing is sometimes people outgrow things. Like we never thought about this because, or at least I don't hear it said enough, because people don't think on that scale that, you know, sometimes people outgrow things. The populace of the human species may be outgrowing film because they found something substituted.
Well, I
with
don't know
them.
about outgrowing, but the newer generations weren't brought up that way like the older ones were.
I'm telling you that this generation that we're in right now, they're not like me and you, country. They're not. When they were born, there was an internet, and that's what everybody was using. And then after them, it will continue to be different, and it'll proceed that way, where movies were a big deal to us when we were young, and it was this great experience. To these kids, the internet fills that void. Being on social media, going viral, that kind of stuff, that fills that void for them. It's very different, and I feel, humans may have outgrown movies.
I think both of you guys are right. Because, like, Country has a point. Like, bro, if you have the opportunity to see a superhero movie at your house, if you have, like, a nice TV and a nice sound system, you're not going to go, bro, because the movie theater is fucking dirty. All the food is overpriced. People are going to be talking. Like, it's a novel experience. You go for that. Like, at this point, you go because you know that's what you're going to get. But at the same time, I agree with you about video games. Like, me personally, I don't think video games are art because they transcend art. Like, art is passively observed. You look at it face value, whereas video games have like let you bypass that, and now you are part of the story in a literal sense.
Too, people get that dopamine rush off of like video games and other things like that. That you don't get, I think, from movies now.
You used to, though. You go to an action movie, the story's engaging, and you're compelled. You want to know what's next in the story. I look at video games for this younger generation as a parallel for that because they're playing the story, and it's more fun because it's interactive to them.
Well, okay, but that begs this question then. Could a lot of the creative people that were writing for movies transferred over to that like the video game industry and other industries like that?
I think movies like print media, I feel like what's happening to movies and the movie industry is what's happening to print media. It's dying. Print media is dying. Like it's been dying for a while now, though. In fairness.
I mean, after 100 years, Ring went digital. But I just want to respond to Country. There's this game called The Last of Us, and that's living proof of why gamers have been more compelled to spend their money on video games than going out to see a movie. They want to be a part of something that's
Smith got dropped, huh? Did you see that Smith got dropped? Yeah.
He didn't get dropped.
I'm at 59 seconds. 59 seconds. He got dropped in the minute mark.
I didn't see that.
There's nothing here.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
I'm watching Smith Allington.
So am I. No, you didn't get dropped. I'm at 47 seconds.
Oh, you're
I'm
at 43, and he ain't dropped.
I saw him in the corner getting up, and the ref shook his hands. I mean, Allington got dropped.
Oh, yeah.
I guess it was a slip.
That That makes more sense.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, Joe.
Yeah, I was like, the fuck?
I know. I
Yeah.
looked and I saw him getting up, so I figured he was fucking dropped. And the ref fucking.
Nah.
Yo, you know
Yeah.
what this shit is kind of like? Think about the circus and what the circus might have been in the 1800s and the early 1900s and what it is now. Think about that.
There was no cancel culture. They had all the wild shit back then. Wild ass shit.
My point is
And
that
that's what's killing cinema is the cancel culture bullshit.
well, not just the cancel culture bullshit, but as a species, we may be out, or the populace in the way that their minds work. Because one thing that doesn't get said is the generations like mine or countries, our minds don't work the same way that these kids' minds work because they were born into a world where there was an internet and that was their source of entertainment. Our source of entertainment when we were children, it was different. You go outside and play different shit.
Yeah.
These kids are
Use
focused
your
on
imagination.
these kids are focused on a digital world more than a physical one. They're worried about a digital one. So that makes video games and just that kind of content more appealing and more attractive to them than movies.
Yeah, I don't buy the whole cancel culture shit. Like, it's just that, there's more media to consume outside of cinema, and like the fucking studios aren't putting any risk up. Like, bro, in the '60s, you could see Bullet, and Bonnie and Clyde came out the same day. Those are two like innovative properties that like movies that literally changed cinema forever came out on the same day. You don't get that now.
Yeah,
because there's no risk involved.
Here's something. Who else is old enough to remember when Christian parents were protesting Pokemon because they said it was demonic?
I remember that. I remember
that.
Yeah, Satanic Panic.
Did you see that Benson tweet from Oscar about like 10 minutes ago, quoting Oscar?
What does it say?
He's saying that the fucking announcement's imminent. And I'm just fucking laughing because, like, I posted
for 2 weeks.
I know I posted something on Twitter, Jules, where Oscar's like, they think it's gonna do 2 million buys. I'm like, do you honestly think Michael Jordan, Robert De Niro, Tom Brady, and people of that ilk that went to Mayweather McGregor are gonna be there for Ryan and Tank?
I'm gonna be real. Look, anybody that's saying that anything is going to do 2 million, like I'm not even going to do a segment on like that's like bro, really, bro, like you think it's going to do 2? Come on.
I mean, people don't understand. People hyping this fight up. I'm like, bro, they're not superstars.
300K conservative, bro.
Jules, they're not superstars. So how do you expect them to cross over?
Bro,
I honestly think 700K max.
Nobody fuck with him. Like who? And it's become this for me because I talk about this often. It's like, bro, I'm sick of reminding people he's not that dude. Every time they put you out there, you didn't crack 300,000 buys, but you want me to believe now that 2 million.
You know,
where are these people the rest of the time then?
And I'm just laughing, Jules.
Your fans then, I guess, because you can't crack 300,000.
You know who I think will? You know who I think will hit 2 million? And you're gonna call me crazy. Jake Paul versus Tommy Fury.
I don't know,
maybe not 2 million, but maybe
2 million.
I think I'll crack $500,000.
I think it will crack close to 2 million. I'm telling you guys, there's a lot of hype for it.
Possible. I'm not. I'll say 1 million. I feel.
Are we covering it? Are we covering it next Saturday on the relay on the live?
No, I'm buying that shit. I'm buying
it. Hell yeah!
We have to be humble. Like, look,
I'm buying that shit. I'm going to watch it.
Yeah,
wait, shut the fuck up. But wait, it's because I get a good co-main event. Badu Jack is probably gonna get knocked the fuck out. No bullshit. I remember he got hurt in the last fight, fighting that fucking guy, that Spanish guy. I remember he didn't look good in that fight. And I'm like, yo, look, he fighting Lunga. Lunga might knock his ass out. So that's a good co-main event.
Yeah. Him and Tommy, that's 2 retirement
fights. Jules is buying it because he gets paid for it. He gets to see a good co-main. And we all know he's happy to see a Fury get his ass kicked.
That's another thing.
We all get to laugh at Tommy Fury.
If Tommy loses that fight, can you imagine, bro? That is
my bro. God. Him and Badu have a retirement party.
What is a lineal heavyweight champ on Twitter gonna do if a Fury loses?
Bro, can you imagine Big John and they gonna have to explain that shit? Like, really, it's like that's a good little attraction. because it's either Jake Paul is finally going to get exposed, which people have been waiting for. They have been waiting for that, or Tommy's going to get exposed, which is worse. It's you supposed to be the fighting Furies, yo. Fury is Tommy Fury with the
it's a win-win for me because I hate them both. So
I hate those guys.
If you're KSI, you're rooting for Jake, though, right?
I mean, yeah, because KSI wants to have the super, and I'll tell you what, KSI versus Jake probably does 2 million.
That's 2 million.
With Salt Poppy on the undercard. With Salt Poppy on the undercard.
Like,
that's the
boogeyman.
Both of them have a bigger following than both both Tank and Ryan. So it's like if I look at that and I'm like, could they do 2 million? Yeah, that's possible.
Like, the most important people, the people who are important to boxing's survival are the people who don't watch boxing, and that's who are going to buy that fight.
Yeah,
people who don't give a shit about boxing.
If Tommy does lose, I want to see what Big John's going to have to say.
Yeah, I want to see that. That's going to be so funny.
It's going to be so beautiful, country. I swear to God.
The metrics just don't support the metrics just don't support the notion that Javante and Ryan could do 2 million buys. The metrics, they just don't. I'm sorry, they don't. They don't. There's no numbers out there that I see that they like. Ryan's gate was what, a little over 1 million. Javante's highest gate, I believe, was about 5. They could do a decent gate. That's what I see. But at the box office, maybe 1 million if they're lucky.
Carpenter just tweeted.
What do you say?
Pull it up. I can't see it right now. I just got the little ping. Someone retweeted it.
Can I ask you a quick question, Jules?
Go ahead.
What is the best marketing for a fighter?
What do you mean?
I mean, what sells a fighter to the public? What is the best marketing you could do for a fighter?
That's unique to the fighter, honestly.
No.
Unique to the fighter.
No, the best marketing is to get them out there to actually fight. This kid is a 7-year pro, Ryan Garcia.
Oh, you talk more. Oh my God, that fucking kid.
I'm telling you,
man. Ryan, I don't have patience. That's the other thing that we've been talking about Ryan and Javante a lot over the years, and I've reached the point to where it's like, bro, I'm not even excited about none of these two kids, bro. To be real, like I'm tired of talking about them. I'm tired of just waiting for them to do something. It's other fight. Look, Catterall versus Prograis. I'll take it. I love it. It's great. That's what I want. Fighters that want to do their job. Catterall don't got to be looking at nobody like that. You crazy? The fuck you want Prograis for?
But Catterall shouldn't have stayed out this long, though.
Well, it's a lot of things. Josh Taylor, I read an article this morning where Josh Taylor was talking about why, his side of the story. And it is interesting. Like, I'm going to do a segment on that probably tomorrow. It is interesting that he's basically blaming Ben Shalom, that he's saying the reason that the fight took long was because Ben kept pushing that shit back, that he wanted to do it quicker, because he's under a lot of heat since he's fighting Lopez now. So that's interesting. But in a nutshell, at least we're getting two good fights out of 140. Lopez versus Taylor and Prograis versus Catterall. Those are two great fights.
Those are good fights.
I don't give a fuck about Javante and Ryan, to be real. Like, I don't care about them kids, bro.
And you said it perfectly, because if a hardcore like you says that, imagine what his fan base, the guys who follow him specifically for this, are saying behind closed doors. Like, how are you going to say that's going to sell 2 million if it happens?
I think that they've reached the point with certain guys where they just say shit to say shit because that's how it comes off. Everybody knows that boxing is hurting right now. Everybody in the industry knows that. Boxing is hurting right now. Pay-per-views aren't selling like they used to. This is common sense. Everybody knows this. So if you get out there and you're just going to say the exact opposite of that, okay, you're just saying shit to be saying shit then. So whatever then. We all know it's not going to do 2 million. We know that. The fuck?
Man, all I got to say is if Tommy Fury gets left in Saudi Arabia, I want film footage of that.
It's not even that we know it's going to do. The way they're trying to convince people that this is a spectacle, Jules. It's a nice little fun fight between two jerk-offs. This is not no fucking super fight.
Yeah, like this.
Big John said that if Tommy loses,
and I said, like I said, Robert De Niro got his old ass up and went to fucking Mayweather, fucking McGregor, and Mayweather Pacquiao. You think he's gonna go to this shit?
I don't. I don't.
And you think any of those guys that in Hollywood Jones or those real A-listers that were charged a couple $100,000 for a seat are gonna go to this bullshit?
I don't think so because it doesn't. This is the thing. Like, this is not Maypac. This is not even Canelo versus Mayweather. Like, it's not on that scale, bro. And why? Ryan hasn't done enough. Like, okay,
Nah, see, I wouldn't be surprised if celebrities showed up, but like the regular public won't buy the shit.
No, what I'm saying stuff. So I'm saying super fight. There's a criteria for a fucking super fight.
I'm saying you might get. Listen. You might get influencers and a couple of sports guys to show up. You might get that. Like, I'm not even denying that there will be. I don't even know, but I just know. Look, me personally,
there is going to be a celebrity aspect to this fight, but it's going to be. It's going to be more like the pretty much the TikTok version of De La Hoya Mayweather.
Yeah, like you're probably gonna get like people from Instagram.
Yeah, it's not even on that. Like,
who's a good D-list actor that's gonna show up?
Yeah, like
Michael B. Jordan. Well, that's the
but no, and then you got less than 2 weeks to promote a super fight. And think you're going to get 2 million pay-per-view.
Bro, Gary Busey's going to be at the fight.
Look, you're gonna get people from boxing Twitter. People from boxing.
No, and then just the thing, like a super fight, like Jules, when they announced Holyfield Tyson, that's goosebumps.
Yeah, like
Trinidad De La Hoya is goosebumps.
The only fight that I could think of that's like that is maybe Fury AJ in the UK. That's a huge fight. Yeah.
The moment I hear Brian Custer say the words Ray Jackson, that's why I'm declaring Showtime dead.
Yeah, like Fury versus Joshua in the UK. I think that would have that effect for that audience that they finally fight. You know what I mean? That kind of fight, or maybe Canelo versus somebody. But these two kids, like, nobody. Like, nah, son. Like,
super fight stopped the fucking, not just the sporting world, the fucking world that day.
Yeah, like, ain't nobody that hard pressed over. Like, bro, they could not fight. You think I wouldn't even be mad if they didn't fight? That's what I'm like.
Right.
Bro, exactly. Like, I wouldn't even be mad. Like, oh, they didn't fight. It was fucked up.
Oh well.
Yeah, like it's not that deep. Like I guess that's what makes a part of what makes a super fight that you're mad. If it doesn't happen, I'm not mad, bro. I don't. It's like, I think y'all not gonna fight then. All right. You know what I mean?
Like AJ Usyk on the scale wasn't a super fight, but it was still when you're there with like 60 fucking thousand, you're like, oh shit.
Well, xenophobia compels people to try to downplay the scale of that kid's fights. And once again, it's xenophobia. How do I know? You have people that have oil money that are willing to put money up for you to go to their country and fight. Yes, that's a big fight.
And then it's like being at the.
Are they putting oil money up for Spence and Crawford? Are they putting oil money up for Gervonta Davis versus Dominican guy from the deli? Nah, right? So what's big about that?
Hey, Jules.
And then being there, just telling you, fellas, being there, seeing everybody on their feet with the entrances, that shit was wild. Speaking of Dominicans, what's going on with that PED use over there in that little island?
Bro, we've been on peds, bro. That shit ain't
Hey,
but,
Jules, can I point something out real quick? It's pretty pathetic that Tyson Fury has turned down more money than he's ever won in his entire career.
Bro, he needs to go. Like, honestly, the heavyweight division was heating back up while he was gone. And it's like the 2 years he was away doing his cocaine and getting fat, people got excited about the heavyweight division. Now, what happened in those 2 years? You know, Joshua fought Klitschko and the Joshua rivalry came along. Fury fucked all that up, bro. And now look where we are. You know what I mean? Is it really now what it could have been? Nah, bro. We got to argue because you don't want the side. I was like, come on, man.
And I know what it is, though, too. I have a feeling because he doesn't know what the Saudis are paying Usyk to. Who knows it? They might be paying him the same that they offered Fury. And Fury don't like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's ego, man. It's ego. And this thing with the fucking lineal shit, get the fuck out of here, bro. His whole lineal reign was basically 9 months of pregnancy term.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure they were giving him at least like 30 million. I'm sure. Why wouldn't he just take that? That's good money.
Eddie Uzman asks, Ring IQ and panel, have you seen the shit with Lou DiBella about what a superstar is in boxing? Bring that to your video. Link me if you can. I'll do something on it. Link me if you can, because I'm pretty sure he's gonna say Javante or somebody is a superstar.
He didn't. And he said he wasn't a superstar for good reason.
Really?
And that's like I forgot what he said, but I'm pretty sure he said that the reason Javante is not as big a star is because of how his fucking he can't get endorsements because what the fuck he's on.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He said that shit? He said that shit?
Well, he didn't say that outright, but he alluded to that. Like he's not very marketable in that respect.
Well,
Yeah, like Coach Malachi already did
Why
a
would
show
he
on
be?
that a couple days ago.
Yeah, like he's not like, and you can't get like the big superstars in the sport, like Foreman and like, because he was huge. Like he was big when I was young. He was big. He was in Meineke commercials and the Foreman grills and all that different stuff. You have to be able to get out of boxing. Once you're out of boxing, you know that you're huge. We just saw Canelo in a Super Bowl commercial. Yes, he's a fucking superstar. Why do you think he's in a Super Bowl commercial? And you think this fucking Butterball is on that scale? It's like there's no talking to these guys. Like, bro, maybe he a superstar to you.
He'd never even get that endorsement because he beats bitches up. Like you can't take that.
Yeah.
You can't cross over when you're
Companies don't want nothing to do with people like that. Like, I'm sorry if that shit hurt motherfuckers' feelings, but it's the truth. You think you're gonna sell a guy that keep getting it? You slammed into a car with a pregnant woman in it. You got 2 domestic dispute shits going on, and one of them they can see you shaking the bitch. You're not gonna get
Exactly.
What's crazy is when Jake Paul wins this next weekend, him versus KSI is a super fight more than fucking Tank versus Ryan.
Yeah,
100%.
Even right now, that's a bigger
That's
fight.
not
Yeah,
far-fetched.
Tank's
like-
he's a big fish in a little pond. That's it.
Like it would be in poor
with that.
taste if Ford would give Gervonta Tank Davis an endorsement in lieu of what's happening with him.
He could get a white tank top Fruit of the Loom endorsement, but that's about
Well, the other thing is that boxing. Can we say
I
this
get it.
though? Can we say this? Boxing is the only sport that tries to get away from what it is. The NFL don't stop being the NFL, bro. The NBA don't stop being the NBA. It's a build up towards a championship of some sort. Boxing is the only sport where you have the athletes trying to tell you, no, them belts ain't important. They're not. Then what are you doing? Then what are you doing? Then why am I watching? Why should I watch you? You're not fighting the people I want you to fight. And there's people out there. They will actually sit there and have an argument with you because you want to see Javante fight Lopez? Because you want to see him fight Lomachenko? Because you want to see him fight Devin Haney? It's like, bro, like, you can't argue with dumb, bro. You can't. Nobody's asking him to do anything that we're not asking everybody else to do. You're just trying to convince us that he's so big that he doesn't have to. Well, that's not true. Because if he were that big, it would have been his face in that Super Bowl commercial, not Canelo.
And like the formula is so simple. Stop fucking bitches up and fight somebody. Like that's simple. People will buy your fight.
Does anybody know when Bam debuted?
I think one of his first fights was on a PBC card, actually.
Okay, well, either way, he's already accomplished more than Tank has.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure he debuted not even that long ago. Let me check, actually.
Let me point
But it's
something out. Let me point this out real quick. You realize that Ryan Garcia is a 7-year pro?
Almost 10 years, bro.
Wow.
Yeah. And Tank, at least he was a champion, but that's not really saying much. He was a champion at what, 130?
130,
Look,
yes.
the whole thing about this era that's different than the era before it, which is so weird, is this era's defining characteristic is justifying why you're not doing something, why you're not fighting someone. With Wilder, with Tank, with Ryan, that's the underlying theme of the, I don't got to do that. I don't need to fight for that belt. I don't need to fight him. Oh, that's not enough for me. Oh, all right, bro. All right. See how far that gets you. Now, with Wilder, motherfuckers don't want to learn their lesson. They don't want to admit Fury was a cherry and it blew up in his face. The only reason he's here now is because of you. If you don't give him that title shot, if you don't give him that title shot, how would he have gotten it? He's only here because of your dumbass. And he's now here fucking everything up. It's your fault. If you would have just fought fucking AJ, and I say it all the time, who knows? Maybe you would have knocked him out. Maybe he would have knocked you out, but that fight would have been bigger than the fights you had with Fury. I know that to be a fucking fact. If you would have fought AJ, that would have been a worldwide event. You fought Fury, that was just some nice little local bullshit. And look at how it worked out for you. Got your ass beat and your belt took.
You know what's sad? Fury on his worst night, weighing almost 400 pounds, coming back from suicide and drug abuse, drawled with Deontay Wilder.
That should tell you something.
Yeah.
But for a lot of people,
phony,
for a lot of people, it still doesn't. I saw Kevin Iole before he stopped writing about boxing, because after I'm going to say that after the second Fury fight, he gravitated more towards mixed martial arts. But up until that point, he did do a lot of boxing writing, and they try to make him. Oh, yeah, he brought boxing. No, he didn't, all right? He was around for 10 years, and nobody was interested in him, okay? The guy that brought back boxing, the heavyweight division, I would say, is the guy y'all keep trashing. It's AJ. Nobody was talking about Wilder before AJ came into it. Nobody. No one. Nobody in America. You want to know who people were talking about? He debuted in 2008. You want to know who people were talking about in 2008? Floyd fucking Mayweather. 2008, 2015, Floyd fucking Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao. That's who they were talking about. They were not talking about this guy. All right? He's from the Klitschko era. That's where he's from. And nobody was talking about him. The only reason people started to talk about him was because the Brits got a heavyweight of their own. That's when they started talking about him.
I mean, could you agree that Wilder kind of brought Americans back into the care about heavyweights again?
Not really.
No.
He got
Because they still don't. Americans don't give a shit about
one at a time. It's like 5 people talking at the same time. To answer the question, the reason that I don't is because when I look at Wilder's contribution to the heavyweight division, right? How many people are flocking to these heavyweight fights? When they said that Mike Tyson, for example, the era between the Ali era and the Larry Holmes era and the Tyson era, a lot of people from around that time will tell you that, yeah, Tyson brought it back because people wasn't really big on Larry like that. They weren't big on him. He brought it back. He brought money into it, excitement into it, et cetera, et cetera. Wilder didn't do that. What you did was you rode somebody else's wave and dangled a carrot in front of the fans. Yeah, I'm going to fight AJ. I'm going to fight AJ. But how much money was really flowing into the division because of your fights?
Wilder has yet to sell an arena ever.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Jules. The buzz in this country started happening when AJ came over here stateside for that big event at MSG with Big Baby Miller and the hype that came around it and the shit talking, and he tests positive, and then it shot a dart when Andy knocked him out and he was on every fucking talk show for like a fucking 2-3 weeks.
Yeah, but for example, if the heavyweight division in America were really buzzing, then Andy would have been a star after that. Is he a star?
And no, what I'm saying is that's the only time he got a shot.
No, what I'm saying is that Wilder didn't bring back the heavyweight division to Americans. How do I know? There have been fights. Who became a star? Not Wilder.
No.
Not Andy.
Andy fucked it up. Andy could have been bigger than Canelo if he would have did what he was supposed to do.
Lara.
Whose volume is that?
Lower that.
Oh man, look at that! He's all in all fucking. I love that red poncho too, Jules. All leather too.
Yeah, like to me, the heavyweight division is dead for Americans, or mostly dead for Americans, because Wilder didn't have the fight that he was supposed to have, and that was the AJ fight. That's the fight that was the fight you were supposed to have, not Fury. Yeah. That was the fight you were supposed to have.
I think he brought some prominence back a little bit, but not. He didn't went like the full 9 yards, man. Like he didn't go after AJ. Like he only went after Fury, who had
But that's
nothing.
where all that little prominence came from, though, is the perspective fight with AJ. Like AJ was the rising tide that lifted all boats.
I'm telling you,
wanted to see him.
There's no way you tell that story without it being. If AJ don't beat Klitschko and he don't pick up those 3 world titles, the real super fight that should have happened but didn't was transatlantic undisputed title fight between Britain's best versus America's Best. That shit sounds like money. And what do? You go fight this fucking gypsy and get your fucking ass kicked.
And then lose 120 million on top of it.
You can't. It doesn't get said enough that you know that all that shit didn't have to happen if you would have just fought the fucking guy.
You know what? If he didn't fight,
Idiot,
if he didn't choose to fight Fury, Fury might not be here right now.
He wouldn't think about it. He would have had to climb up the ranks the traditional way. Who knows what happens along the way? But if you would have did what you were supposed to do, that would have given the fans what they wanted.
Exactly.
And that's the problem. Boxing is too comfortable starving the fans. We don't want to wait forever. You know, we got other shit to do.
Exactly, because you're just giving the opportunity, you know, for MMA to deliver whatever, you know, they consider like prime fights. You know,
bro, Ngannou's a bigger name than Wilder. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's why he's clout chasing off his name. Wilder could have been a really huge star, you know, if he would have just, you know, checked his ego. But you know, and it made to me bad faith actors out of everybody that try to defend him, you know, staying at PBC. This is what really bothered me about boxing Twitter and the YTBC too, is that all this pocket watching, you know, punditry that to me really fucked up the whole game for fans to really push these fighters to do their best, to do their due diligence.
I'm gonna say that what bothers me about boxing Twitter is the same thing. It's the bad faith arguments. Because I know I'm talking to a lot of people that you don't buy shit. Shut the fuck up. You don't buy shit. You don't pay for shit. You don't pay for him. You want to sit here and argue with me about that guy for 3 hours when you don't pay for his shit? You're a fucking thief and a bum. Your opinion doesn't count.
And you're right. And I had to stop going. I don't go back and forth no more. Hot Boxing Minute posted something funny like, damn, are these fools even boxing fans? And I told him, like, bro, you gotta understand.
You're not.
It really on here is you find the equivalent of this is the poor man's sport. Because those fools on YouTube boxing community and boxing Twitter really are low IQ fucking Neanderthals.
I'm telling you, you got guys that they know that they don't buy that shit. They fucking know you fire stick all of that. You know you do that shit, but you want to sit here and have a 3-hour argument about shit. It's just like the Clarissa Shields thing in 2020, the Marie-Eve Dicaire fight that was a pay-per-view. I'm just asking, if you love Clarissa so much, did you
Can I just say, look how happy Lara is, Jules, with this fucking ring walk. Fucking spectacle. Look, he's got the mariachi there, the fucking flamethrower. This is a fucking big fight over there.
Yep.
Now, the point I'm making, you got guys that don't have jobs, that have all day to argue about fighters they don't support anyway. Why would I be arguing with you, bro?
Right.
Why?
I did that to an idiot on Facebook today. He said I said something about Canelo, and he turned it into a Manny Pacquiao argument. And I'm like, dude,
like this shit is silly, bro.
I told him, I go, man, you're just a fanboy in your emotions. I said,
the Wilder case is also a special case for the heavyweight division because people knew, I think most of us knew that Wilder wasn't all that. He never was. From a boxing aspect. But when the second fight with Fury was in the making, that was his biggest pay-per-view, and probably people from the USA, were thinking, okay, maybe I can get behind this guy. Maybe this guy is gonna pull this off. And after you lost, not only you lost by knockout, you got stopped. You starting a rant about how the cousin was too heavy, your trainer, Tyson Fury's growth was low. So all those new fans that people you were intending to see you, well, I cannot be associated with you. I cannot. So I'm going to jump the ship. I want to pretend that never knew until Wilder. I'm going
Leo, that's where it is. Look, I bring this up, and I think that people don't understand what I'm saying. From 850,000 who bought that fight, or 800 or 850,000 to 75,000. Where did the people go? They washed their hands of you. That's where they went. They
Mm-hmm.
wash their hands of you. You're an embarrassment. Even if there's and I count like I look on Boxing Twitter, what you have is approximately 100 to 150 people. That's what we're really talking about. That's not a lot of people. There are YouTube channels, boxing YouTube channels with more subscribers than he has buys for his last pay-per-view. You're not that guy, and that proves it. You were never that guy, all right? The least you can do if you pick a cherry is beat him, and you couldn't even do that.
You know, I was told years ago that Wilder had fans, that were, if he loses, they all would run away. They're basically bandwagon fans, if that's the case.
That is the case because I overestimated what I thought he could do in the market off his own name. I overestimated it.
Bro,
because
you were off a bean. Didn't you say like 350K or some shit?
Bro,
he said more than that.
I was shocked, bro. I was because I'm like, yo, you telling me that? Where did all the people go? The 350,000. Think about it. 325,000 for the first fight, 800,000 for the second fight, and at least 600,000 for the third fight. From 600,000 to 75? Where did all the people go?
You know what?
But
it would probably be a lot more if he fought Dillian White.
But that's the thing though, is that's the antithesis of their business model, the PBC business model, where they're like, just match him with cans that are on our roster, and that's gonna do well. Like, it's not. People want to see a real fight, and they'll
In-house
buy
fights
it.
only.
Let me read the super chats. They're piling up. Randy says Captain America trilogy is better than Gozadera. Lara Knight, love that kid. Yeah, I got him knocking out wood. M.A. Bustamante says, we all know Fury wants more money to give it all to charity. Fury beat Vlad, but AJ beat Vlad up. And that's when people notice the heavyweights again. Thank you, because I'm not trying to tell nobody that AJ's victory over Vlad is better than Fury's. I'm being specific. It was more entertaining, and that matters, bro.
It's fight of the decade.
It's the entertainment business. Fury versus Klitschko is by and large one of the worst fights I've ever seen.
That's for sure.
It really is. And I'm not saying that to be fucked up or funny. Seriously, it's an awful fight to watch. Whereas when this kid fought him, irrespective of who you think is the better boxer, it was entertaining, and that matters. That brought eyes and money to the division. That stuff matters. So you could sit there and be herky-jerky and faint and look strange. Nobody cared when you beat him. No one anywhere cared when you beat that guy. So you can't.
How many pay-per-views did that fight get?
Yo, I don't even know because it didn't have an American broad. That fight, unless I'm mistaken, and I don't think I am, that fight didn't even have an American broadcast partner.
It was in Germany.
Bro,
right?
these ring walks are fucking fire, yo.
Yeah, for real. I feel fucking Irish as shit right now.
Look at the production. Showtime could never.
3 most hated in boxing: AJ, Eddie Hearn, and Canelo. Yeah, because they actually get fucking money, bro. Motherfuckers hate their ass.
But they're the most successful. Isn't that funny?
And then that little interview, Jules, with fucking Frank Warren saying, well, who do you believe? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, Frank, stop it, okay? They called your fucking bluff, and you had this fucking fake-ass fucking deadline. It's just like fucking, this shit's fucking annoying.
Yeah. All of a sudden, Frank Warren is the pillar of truth. Like, how long have you fucking idiots been watching boxing for real? You think Frank Warren is the pillar of truth now?
He don't even pay his fighters.
Shit is bananas.
All right,
but
man.
I don't like it. Now, my whole thing now is I want to get away from the arguing because I do view it as redundant. Like, yo, you know what? At the end of the day, you're too fucking stupid for me to argue with you, bro. And a lot of you guys don't pay for none of that shit anyway, so why would I bother? You're complaining about the zone's price hike, for example, some of these guys. Well, you don't pay for shit anyway, and I know that. Like, I know that, bro. I know that, and you know that. You want to know how I know that? If you were going to complain about steep prices for boxing, you'd be complaining about the $300 you for what are 4 fights. And that's on top of the $132 that you have to pay for a Showtime subscription for the year. because month to month it comes out to 132. If you get the annual, it's 99. But if you're really a customer, you'd be complaining about that. The way I know you're not a customer is you're not complaining about that. Why would you not be complaining about that? Because you're fire sticking everything. It's not hard to put together. You don't need to be fucking Telly Savalas to put that one together. That is $432 for that content. You don't complain, but you lose your mind over 225? Nah, that don't even make sense. Silly, man.
Like, I don't even argue with them anymore. I just tell them literally, just wait and see. You'll see. Like,
yeah,
Spence and Benavides, those guys are gonna get found out soon.
Yeah, it's like, bro, you don't complain about 432, but you complain about 225 for the year. Yeah, right, bro. All right, because you're such a fucking customer. Awesome, bro. Awesome. It's terrible. It's terrible. I got you.
Literally, nobody can justify paying $80 for Plant and Benavides. That's not worth it.
That is such a basic ass fight. Like, bro, that's a.
And that card is mid. That card is mid. It's not worth pay-per-view.
I just gotta say, the real Mexican monster's in the ring.
Thank you.
That's the real Mexican monster.
That's a monster. Right? That's a motherfucker.
That's a demon from hell.
Right? Scary motherfucker.
Look at him.
Right?
They booing the shit out of him, but they all like him.
He don't give a fuck about that shit. He gonna give y'all a real reason to boo in a couple of minutes. But shout out to Lee Wood, man.
You look at him, bro. He has confidence. He doesn't give a fuck. Oh,
motherfuckers, that motherfucker deserves a lot of respect for this shit.
He really does. He's getting a fan for life.
He didn't need this fight, bro. And she got a fat old ass. I seen it. They didn't leave the camera there long enough. She got a fat old ass.
The one with the Mexican flag.
Go.
Fine. The one with the Mexican flag.
This is going to be violent. This is going to be
really
violent.
This is going to be really violent.
Beautiful violence.
So, Julius, what's your prediction?
My prediction is Mauricio Lara 6 to 7 rounds. Knockout.
So you're predicting the Wood goes down?
Yeah.
I'm picking he goes down off a left hook.
Fucking asshole.
I caught that.
You fucking asshole. But nah, man, yeah. I got Lara. I got Lara. I think that Lee Wood's plan. I think that Lee Wood's plan is to sit in the pocket with Mauricio and work off the counter. But once he feels the power, he's going to get gun shy, and then it's just going to be Mauricio beating the shit out of him. That's what I think is going to happen. If he shocks me, then great, because, hey, fuck it, right? Fuck it.
Hey, Wood looks pretty confident, though, man. I'll hand him that.
Well, that's what you got to respect from the get. I've been saying, I don't know why he want this fight, but he not bullshitting. He not scared of this guy.
Really?
Not running.
Now, what if he
black girls are looking good too, man?
He fucks around and win? Oh my god, I'll never disrespect this guy ever again.
You gotta respect the hell out. Like, I don't understand why he wanted it. Well, we about to find out. Maybe he knows something that we don't know.
If he wins, he's that guy. He's that guy.
Yo, for real, if he wins, he's that dude.
He's that dude.
Yep, guys, they're very confident. I'll say that because they got that guy, Wiley's Art of Boxing. They've hired him to do like all this like video breakdown of the fight.
Get the fuck out of here.
It don't fucking matter, bro.
They had him for Josh Taylor, Jose Ramirez.
Round 1 has started officially.
Guys, is anyone scoring this fight?
No.
Me neither.
No, well, let's just see.
He's working the lead hand. He's working the jab. He's working the jab.
Nothing big deal.
Measuring.
Okay. Lara connects the jab.
All right, smothered that shit.
Hey, Lara's right hand's pretty quick off the jab.
Laura's like, "Hey, get off my behind now. Don't try to hunt me."
Wood using that lead hand. He's keeping it out there, measuring. Jab to the body again.
It's a feeling out round, obviously.
Of course, bro. It just fucking shit just started. Not bad from Wood though. He's managing. He's managing the distance. It's not bad.
Nice right hand with Lara.
He has speed. He has a lot. He has speed.
I'm gonna say that Wood's. It's early, but I'm gonna say that Wood is managing this round.
Yeah, he's got the ring generalship and those punches to the body.
Look at how he's holding the phone. They know that left hook is money.
Mm-hmm. It's a good jab from Lara. It's a good jab.
With the shovel uppercut.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Nice.
Ooh.
He caught him.
Whoa.
He
That
caught
was a
him.
good
That
left
left hook.
hook.
Well,
That
yeah,
was a good left hook, Leewood.
Wood left hooked him twice. That was a good one.
That was a good left hook, Leewood.
Kind of
Okay, there's
surprised
a full
Laura a little
counter.
bit.
There's Wood full counter.
Mm-hmm.
Finally.
Ooh, that was nice.
Ooh.
Oh.
Now they're hitting each other in the
Nice.
body on the clinch.
Let's go. Nah, dirty shit. Hit him in the dick.
Country, do you have Wood up?
Right now, yeah, I think so.
You got Wood up.
Yeah.
Nice uppercut by Wood.
Just by a little bit, though. Not by a wide margin, but by a little bit.
Half
So
step,
a
right?
little bit. That
Gas station pill's working then.
It's got that pre moisture at the tip of the wood.
You know,
Yeah.
hey,
Random combinations.
Hey, man, the pills are called horny goat weed, man. Y'all ever see that?
I do feel that Wood kind of took this round, even though they're getting busier towards the end. I do feel Wood managed this round a little better.
Can he do this for 12 rounds?
No, I don't think so.
That's the thing.
Y'all ever see that? Shit at the gas station that
Hey,
says
Bronco's getting rough now. I love it.
Damn, he's already bleeding now. He has a head
Yeah,
cut.
Wood is cut.
He has
It's
a
a
head
good
cut.
cut.
It's bad.
Not that bad.
I think that was a headbutt.
It's right beside the eye, though.
Yeah.
Hey,
So-
all right.
Yeah.
Hey, it's a fight, fellas. We love that dirty shit.
I love that grimy shit. Kick
Yeah,
him.
but that cut's gonna be an issue.
Yeah, like the chat says, Wood round for sure.
That's a Wood round to me.
Yeah, follow.
The one thing about this Creed that's annoying is like nobody's getting out of jail that's never fought before like that and getting the type.
Yeah, that's just stupid. It's
They-
Hollywood shit.
You know what the thing is? The minute
Hollywood.
that they put him in there with that Serbian, and they tried to sell us the idea that these two fucking guys are in the same division. These really get the fuck. Adonis is a fucking light heavyweight at best. At best. Fuck out of here.
Oh yeah, it was head clash.
Yep. Nasty head clash, too. That hurt.
Yeah,
Love
Leewood
it.
is commanding the distance with that jab, man. What Lara has to do is kind of time and flip it and land to the body. That leaves his rib cage
Surprisingly,
open.
I forgot how Lara's jab is deceptively little, sneaky quick.
Yeah.
Short.
Yeah,
It's
He has-
short.
he
It's
has
like
like
an
a
up jab.
short-
It's
yeah.
like an up jab almost, like the one Mikey used.
Ooh,
Mikey used
Laura
to
went
throw.
to the body.
Whoa.
Wood
Ooh, good left hook.
Oh, okay.
Whoa.
yeah. Lara's heating up.
All right. No, but so is Wood, bro. That left hook is on
Yeah.
point. Like,
Ooh,
No. No,
He's
that
tying him
wasn't.
up pretty good, too. I'll
Yeah.
give him that.
yeah, he's smothering real good. He's smothering real good.
oh man,
Whoa.
Oh.
you
Yeah,
got to get out of the
fuck.
corner.
Oh, he just Wood
Why
just
did he not
snagged
go
him.
crazy? He should've
Got him
gone
into the
crazy.
corner.
Oh.
Yo, this shit is getting hot
Come on,
real
man.
fucking fast,
Yeah,
bro.
they're getting rough, man. They're
Control this shit, ref. Control this shit.
Nah, fuck it. Let him go.
Fuck it, let him go.
Let him fight.
The fucking fight.
So far, Wood's hanging in there, though. He is.
I
Good
know
getting-
Wood,
highlights so
He really
far.
is.
You ain't
Wood
worried
got-
about this guy.
Wood got to throw him over the ropes like Montana Love type shit.
Good 1-2 from Wood. Laura tries to go to the body, misses. Left again from Wood.
The left hook is on
Yeah.
point for Lee Wood. Like, it's
Ooh.
getting out of a lot of situations and shit. Left
Yeah,
hook is
man.
on point.
Oh, nice exchange.
Hey, but fuck, I think Lee Wood looks like this motherfucker's his chin's not folding to that left hook.
Not yet.
Mhm.
You guys forget, Mauricio is a motherfucking Chilongo. He can do this all night, baby.
Exactly.
He's
That
got
the gas
stamina.
tank, the toughness is they some hard motherfuckers to deal with.
Ooh, there's that man. That left hook is there all night if he wants it.
Yeah.
Woo.
He's
Ooh,
Whoa.
nice.
Here we go.
whoa. You think
There
that
we
shit?
go.
That was nice.
Yo,
Vámonos, Bronco.
That body
He
shit
went
right
for his body.
Body
Mauricio
shot.
on his shit. He getting on his shit.
That should have sucked the soul
Oh.
out.
You know?
Them body shots, bro.
I'm
Look at
telling
y'all.
you,
Look
Lee
at
was
your
gonna
body
wear down.
shot.
Oh,
Oh,
look at that right
oh,
hook.
fucking body shots, bro. You see that shit?
Sorry.
He staggered him a little.
Oh,
He staggered him a little. Wood got
Oh,
staggered a bit.
fucking
get the
fight.
fuck off him.
He has wide and fast hooks. It's just gonna take
Bronco
it's
round.
just gonna take time
Bronco
to
round.
catch him.
This is
Oh.
definitely.
Wood, bloody mouth. Bloody
Oh,
wood.
God.
Wood just
Bloody fucking wood.
Oh my God. Oh, I'm starting to feel
that's
bad for
definitely
him.
What a
Lara
fucking
round on that one,
round,
man.
bro.
I'm starting to feel bad
I
for him.
told you
man.
he can't cook. I said if he could hold the wood, can't hold up to this.
The wood is not sturdy enough.
Somebody give that Wood some Viagra, damn it, he needs it.
Oh damn. Gotta get that some wood glue.
Bro, Lara's counter left hook is so like clean, and short, and quick.
Randy Arias says, El Pipo. Ya tú sabes, manín. Yo, yeah, like I said, bro, I think that their strategy was to sit in the pocket and try to work off the counter. It was probably the counter left hook that they were banking on, but he can take him. He can take him, but can you take what he's got?
The cut didn't help Wood any.
But hey, Wood's been in trouble early before, and he grinded it out. So let's see if he don't grind this shit out.
Right, and historically, this is where Lara gets hot busy. Like he finishes early, so and Wood finishes late. Pause. So
yeah.
And Jules, does Eddie have options on Lara?
Bro, Lara is a matchroom fighter.
Okay. Eddie ain't tripping. He win either.
Him and Raymond Ford.
That shit.
Raymond Ford, a couple fights later, like a couple fights from now, that'd be a good style matchup for both.
Right now, they both being cautious.
Slowest start to the third round. Slowest start.
How did I know Lara wasn't gonna come to play today? He was eating pizza before the fight in the locker room, yo.
But hey, they both giving each other a lot of respect at the beginning of the third, bro. Nobody want to do nothing. A minute done passed by.
They both tasted the power.
A minute done passed by, and they being real careful. Like
Lara tasted that wood.
Like Wood just wants to catch him coming in.
He looking for a big shot.
Yeah, which he shouldn't be doing that.
I got it 1-1 so far.
Same. I got it 1-1.
Oh, good right hand.
Ooh.
Nice. Good left hook. Good left hook.
That's why he's
Wood.
He needs to jab into his body.
Going to the body.
Keep jabbing to that body.
I ain't gonna front though. Lee looked like he been fighting for 5 rounds.
Wood needs to on the body more, man.
Yeah, that's how he's got to wear him down, you know, and keep him at bay.
This is a real champion we're watching. Respect to Wood.
For real. Measuring.
Oh, good right hand.
Oh,
he has speed on those punches, man.
Oh, good right hand. But you see that it didn't bother him though. He taking them shits.
It's gotta affect at some point. I think Wood has power.
He has power.
I got Wood slightly ahead in this round a little
bit. Me too.
Apparently.
The better shots this round have been from Lee Wood.
Yeah.
That's where he's gotta stay. He's gotta stay at that mid range.
Yeah, but it's them Chilangos have hard ass heads, yo.
The shit is look at Lee Wood's face after just 2.5 rounds.
I see what he's trying to do
and that's 2 rounds he won.
Lara,
no, he didn't win the first 2 rounds, bro. He won 1 round and the other round went to Lara.
Nice combo from Lara.
But after this, I'd say Wood is up 2 rounds, 2-1.
I agree with you. I have Wood winning this round. He's just busier. He's getting off the cleaner shit.
Yeah, I agree.
You notice the difference when Lara touches Wood. He's like, "Fuck."
He gets all stiff.
He don't react the way Lara reacts getting hit.
Exactly. When Lara touches Wood, he gets all stiff.
I give Lara the edge in effective aggression.
Yep, 2-1 Wood right now.
Wood is looking to catch him coming in because he does this thing where he leaps in. He just jumps. If he can catch him, he can win. He's already landed.
He's taken Wood's power well so far, but I can't say that Lee Wood's taking his. Like when Lara gets through with something, there's a noticeable difference in the body
Oh
language.
yeah, he's feeling
There's
it.
a noticeable,
I think,
bro.
I
There's
think
a
Lara
noticeable
took that- I
difference in
think
the
Lara
head.
took that round off too.
Like Mauricio, like Lara, he still looks fresh as daisies. Well, Wood, it looked like he fell down some steps.
Bro,
Wood already-
Wood looked like he'd been fighting for 8 rounds.
Yeah, exactly. Look, he looked like it's championship
Lara
round
looks fine.
already.
Lara looks fine.
Well, if he didn't have the cut, it wouldn't look quite so bad, you know.
But I
But
think-
woulda, coulda, shoulda, country. What the
But
fuck?
I think Lara took off that last round. I think
No, he's marking a lot, man.
He's.
I see bruises.
I
I'm
think
telling
he's
you,
gonna
man,
come-
that
All right, Lars letting his hands go a little more. Double jab, show
Yeah, he
double
took off
jab.
that last round for sure.
I told you.
There's the up jab. There's the up jab. Laura want to be more busy in this round.
You saw that?
Yeah, Laura.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
He's backing up. That's why he's backing up. He don't want none.
Oh man, he
Wow.
hit Wood, and then Wood caught him with a right hand, man.
Yeah.
Oh my
Nice
god.
exchange.
Yeah, Laura definitely took that last round
It's
off.
that jab
though.
to the body. That's what helped him. He needs to do that more.
Yeah, one thing I noticed is that Lara's catching him with little sneaky shots on the inside, little
Yeah.
short shots to the body and uppercuts.
Lee was a
Laura's
brave
on the
fucking
rope.
man, yo. He's a brave dude because he's
He's a
still
brave-
coming forward.
Lara's trying to catch him to the body.
Mm-hmm. Take the air out the tires, yo. Slick Rick says, but Baumgartner won that second round, right?
Ooh. Good right hand.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice right hand from Wood.
That was a good right hand, but it's not having the same effect, yo.
Nice left.
Nice left hook. All right, I think Lee Wood is still in this round, yo.
Starting to. But this is
Yeah.
This is a tough round to score because they've both been landed.
Not done yet.
You go that left hook again.
With Lara, bro,
I still got
10
Lara
seconds
here.
will be enough, man. Ooh.
But I think Lee Wood is still in this round, bro. I do.
Yeah.
No,
He's
I
still
think it's
in the
gonna.
round.
I think it's gonna be 2 apiece. I think.
Unless he puts together something like
Oh,
it's looking
He
like
hit
a
him
Lee
in-
Wood round, bro. It's looking like
he
a Lee
hit him
Wood
and
round.
ducked the counter. Oh, goes to the body.
He got under the shot and came over the top with some shit, bro. It's looking like a Lee
Jab.
Wood round.
Wood using the jab. There goes the right hand.
But you understand that the effect of his punches are affecting.
Oh yeah,
his,
I get
trajectory.
that.
Laura went to the
whoa.
body and Lee got him with the left hook.
Oh, he's backing him up.
Oh, nice right hand.
Defense is out of the equation here, man.
Wood just landed a right hand on his ass.
Yeah, this is a fucking fight. Listen,
Yeah,
man,
it's
this is a
a
Lee
fight.
Wood round, y'all. This is a Lee Wood round. This is a Lee Wood round.
Yeah.
It looked like he buckled him a little bit,
We got
man.
Fabio Wardley there, bro. I want to see that guy fight again.
Oh,
Fabio
Fabio
Wardley.
Wardley. Yeah, I got Wood winning this round.
Yeah.
They both
Yeah,
landed.
I don't know.
Laura seems to be slowing down a bit, but now he's coming back.
No, he's coming on. That's a Lee Wood round. That's a Lee Wood
it'll
round.
probably swing.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it to Wood, but I'd say it could be a swing round.
I'm Team Wood, man. Wood all the way.
Oh, look at that shit.
Wood all the way.
All of
Look at that.
Boom! Right in the head. Bung. And
But you see how the punches are not affecting Lara? Like he's still punching through.
I think they will eventually.
Whereas Leewood, when he takes those shots, man, he backs up. I'm telling you, this is gonna.
You know what? He's backing up a little less now. I mean, not saying he doesn't back up, but he's starting to get used to it a little bit.
Yeah.
But earlier on, yeah, man, he got hit with a couple, and he was like, "Oh,
this is gonna get more violent. No way to go 12 round. No way.
I just don't think that Wood can keep. I don't think Wood can afford to keep getting hit because look at Lara and look at Wood.
Well, no.
And at some point, he's gonna have to really fight, like really take it to him. Like fuck the
Yeah.
jab, let's fight.
And that would be around this time.
There goes Wood with the jab. Going to the
My
body.
girlfriend has it the same as me. He has it the same as me.
Oh!
Nice.
Good combination by
He
Wood,
buckled
man.
him. He buckled him.
Yeah, Laura was swinging, but he missed.
Man, I should put like $10 on this shit.
You better come up with something, Lara. You down on the cards. Better come up with some shit. Lee Wood's coming forward, stepping into his jab.
Getting him in the corner.
Trying to unload.
I don't think Lara knows how to cut that distance.
Lee Wood
Lara respects the power. He does respect, because if he didn't, he'd be doing more.
Yeah, he'd be doing way more.
He respects the power. Because he's not just running in there doing crazy shit.
No, he's not. No.
You better back away.
Oh, nice combination from Wood, man.
Oh, shit.
Laura counters.
That's what he needed to do. Land to the body.
He needed to do. Left to the body.
Laura's
Good right hand.
complaining right now.
That body
Lara
shot.
has his mouth
Getting
open.
busy.
Yo.
What's getting
Reach
busy?
to the body. Keep doing it,
Lara
Lee.
has his mouth open.
Oh.
Lara is starting to slow it down.
Oh.
Now
nice right hand to the
now they going at it.
Yo, if fucking Lee Wood wins this fucking fight, bro. Because he's doing good, man. He's doing good.
I try to tell y'all it's not no easy work.
Hey, man.
I didn't say it was easy.
Bro, y'all were saying till a couple weeks back, y'all were saying
No. Play it back. Play it back.
I didn't say it was easy.
I said 50-50 fight. Get the fuck out of here.
But is
I said 55-45. Why I gotta be all that?
No, I'm saying he said we nobody said it was fight.
No. I'm not saying today. Y'all didn't say that today, but a couple weeks ago.
Lee Wood is
Stop
picking
that
cash
shit. Stop that shit, Julio. Stop that shit.
Oh, nice left hook.
Yo, the left point, bro.
Lee Wood is picking him apart right now. Nice left.
Nice.
Woo!
Woo!
Oh, there he goes again on the job.
There's another.
Man.
Yo, the left hook is
That left hook is
on
there all night
point.
long.
Oh, nice combination by Lara.
This one durable ass motherfucker.
Whoa, shit.
They're
I
both
told
durable.
Bro, them chilangos can do that shit all night, bro.
Yeah,
I'm just telling you that. Yeah, that's the danger that he taking them shits, bro. Like he is taking them shits.
That's a Wood round, man. I gave that one to Wood. 4-1 Wood.
Bro, what if this ends like his last fight, but it's him getting knocked out? Like he just wins every round and then he just gets flatlined.
Somebody gonna lose their money, bro. 5-1 Wood. It's only been 5 rounds, bro. You mean 4?
Bro, what? I got it 7-3 Wood.
Bro, I got it 8-4.
You got an extra round in there.
Nah, but I think the 5th round is a little closer than people think. He was getting touched.
It was, near the end, Lara was touching him. Pause.
Yeah, Lara was touching Wood.
He was touching that wood, man. Can Wood keep it up?
About to see.
He's got to start laying the wood.
I think he is.
Wood on him.
The Blue Chew sponsorship after this.
Bro, seriously, how is he not sponsored by Blue Chew? That should be a layup.
Needs to be
Lara landing his jab every so often, but he looks complacent, tentative to get in. He looked like he's weary of the power.
Yeah, he does.
This is his first big test because he's fighting another puncher for the first time.
Wood got him with the right hand. Jabbing.
Well, where's the adjustment from Lara? Like, what are you doing?
He's got to be Lara even more and just fucking press the action even more. That's all he is.
Nice right by Lara, by Wood.
Oh, nice. Nice
Lara's wearing down.
I think Lara's wearing down.
Yo, dog, if Lee Wood wins this fucking fight.
That lead leg of Lara looks stiff.
It damn sure do, bro.
Set it up,
Like he might have
Faint.
tweaked something.
Faint.
What happened, man? My fucking thing turned off on me.
You better fix that shit, man. You missing this.
Lee Wood is picking his moments very well. Picking his
There we
moments.
go.
Wood is for sure keeping it up.
And he's backing
Oh,
himself
good
into the
round.
corner, man. What are you
Right hand.
doing, Laura?
Yeah, I know. It's like it's a bad habit.
Good
Damn,
round.
nice
another
right
left
Yo,
hook.
you see-
Another
and
left
he's-
hook.
And he's
Oh,
boxing
oh,
well. He's boxing
oh.
well.
Another
This
left
is what he
hook.
was supposed to
Left
do.
hook.
You got to box this
Body
dude.
left hook again.
Now, this is
Ooh,
perfect.
And the thing is, he's not running from him. That's the main thing. That don't run
Yeah.
from him. Don't let him chase you. Stay with him.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Ooh, nice shot, man. This Wood is definitely winning this.
If he keeps jabbing him to the body, it might lead to something good.
Another left hook.
Yep.
Lara's just
Yo,
swinging
these
out of
left
missing.
hooks, bro.
He's
Damn,
missing.
left hooked him again.
He just missed like 7 hooks.
But Lara is trying to find that second win.
But it's the what
He's trying to
sucks,
get close to him and land hooks.
every
Laura's
time Laura
looking
does
kinda-
land,
Now he landed.
time Laura lands.
Laura's looking kind of
Oh,
Oh,
wait. Whoa.
Every time he tried to land, Lee was
Oh,
trying
yo,
to.
these rounds
Mothers.
are going by so fast.
Mothers. That's still a
Exactly.
Lee Wood
Lee
round.
Phil,
Yeah,
Lee
Lee Wood won that round.
That's still a Lee Wood round.
These rounds are so
Hook
fast.
City.
Yeah. Was I wrong about Lara?
Fight's not over yet.
This is a competitive fight.
I still want to see Lara versus Navarrete. God, I
We ain't
wanna
gonna
see
get that.
Damn, he was catching him with that left hand.
That could be a
Left
fight of
Hook
the
City,
decade.
bro. It's Left Hook
Yeah.
City. The thing with Lara is you get the sense that he's only 2 or 3 punches away from putting him down. That's the problem. That he has that kind of power. When he hits him, it looks very different. Like we got a lot of eye-catching left hooks from Lee Wood, but Lara taking them shits, man.
Nah, but it's a great game plan by Lee Wood.
12-round fight.
It is.
Because he's boxing him in
It is a
spots,
good
but he's
game
really
plan.
fighting him too when he has
Yeah,
to.
Lee Wood is executing his game real good. Laura's not
That's
doing
a
too
body.
bad, but he's just not doing as good as he thought he would.
Backing up. Something made him back up. What
Yep.
he
It was
hit?
a shot to the
Made
body.
him back
I
up.
think.
Those are left to the body.
I think he times his left hook so Lara won't throw his. Like he won't get his off.
See, Lara keeps backing himself into that corner. I don't know why he keeps doing that.
It's Terry Harper right there in the
Yeah.
middle of the screen.
Because Lee Wood can
Lovely.
hit hard. Pause.
There go your man Flavio Wardley. He over there too.
He's got to keep slipping to Lee Wood's left, and and throw that hook to the body
Of
and
course,
keep turning him. But he doesn't want to do that. He keeps backing up to the straight lines.
Picking his moments, bro. Picking his moments.
Yeah.
there's no reason. One of the guys in the chat says that Wood won't trade. There's no reason for him to trade. That would be.
There's no
foolhardy.
reason.
No,
He's up by like
no.
fucking 6 rounds, bro.
Yeah,
Fuck
that's,
you
Because
do
when he
that.
trades, he gets caught with huge shots and it's tearing him up.
that would
2
be.
more
that would
rounds,
be
the fucking
foolhardy.
fight is won.
just because he won't trade doesn't mean he's not there to get hit. That's
Lara can't cut the distance.
Lara
right
is
there.
struggling.
Yeah, Laura's
Lara's
getting
struggling. Big
Lara-
time, bro. Big
Laura's
time.
Laura's getting neutralized at this point, man.
He's getting neutralized by the footwork and the clinching.
And the jab.
And the
Yep,
left hook.
that too.
Counter left hook.
And the IQ.
The speed.
Speed.
The
The power.
footwork.
Oh,
Lee
shit.
Power.
Am I lying?
Wait. See,
Oh, nice
shit
combo
like
by
that.
Laura. Caught Wood on the
shit like
chin.
you don't want shit like that to be going on.
Ooh, nice combo by Wood.
See? Soon as he takes it, you got to grab.
This is a Lara round.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like Lara for
round.
this round, and he needs a knockout. But at this stage, he does need a stoppage.
Oh, nice right hand. Damn, he caught that one good.
But yeah, I got a 5-2 Wood.
Ooh.
Oh!
Oh!
What happened?
Hold that!
Shit.
Get up! Get up! You
Turkey leg.
get up!
Oh,
You can recover.
oh,
You can recover.
Oh, shit.
Oh, he's fucking.
Yeah, time to recover.
And if
Oh,
you
the
Yeah, time to
towel.
recover.
It's
No!
over.
Why are you throwing the towel?
They threw the towel.
No!
Davidson!
No!
Oh, man!
Bro, fuck Ben Davison, bro.
Oh man, why they do that?
He knew. Listen, look at him. Look at
10
him.
seconds. He had 10 seconds.
He's out, bro.
Oh,
Nah.
Come on, bro.
Nah, bro.
Órale, way.
There's
Órale.
10 seconds left
This
in the
is all
round.
Drew's fault. This is all Drew's fault.
What did I do?
I don't know.
Bro, didn't Drew call 7 rounds?
Yes, I told you.
Did you?
Yes, I said
God
Mauricio
damn
Lara. I said Mauricio Lara, round 6 or 7.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I hope you bet on that.
Dude, he had time to recover, man.
That's all right.
Dog. And I think
He
Ben
was done.
Davis, he jumped up too fast and was still wobbling.
Yo, Lara just wants to give him a hug, and it's like, I don't know what the fuck Ben Davies is doing, bro. Like, come on. It's just sportsmanship.
Yo, I'm a little upset about that, bro.
What a moment.
He was fighting a great fight, man.
He was doing a great fight.
He was, but it's like I said, you
Bro.
cannot trade with him.
But look how fast he turned over to Ben to be like, what the fuck, man? Like, I feel like he could have came back.
I honestly feel
feel-
like, you want my honest opinion? I think Lee Wood would have made it out of that round.
Bro,
Me
10
too.
seconds.
There were 10
He
seconds
would have made it
left.
out of that round. I
You're
think
right. You're probably right, but like
Facts. No,
I don't
look,
think he would have survived the
if-
next one.
If he had if Lara had 2 more minutes to work, then yeah, throw the towel in. But come on, bro. Like, he could have
honestly,
Sean-
yeah. I think
What Sean doing there?
I think I'm gonna be real. I think Ben fucked up. I honestly think
That's a fucking
Lee Wood would have made it out of that round because it was late in the round. He could have.
Oh,
I'm gonna say this though. He was hurt. That would he have gotten knocked out in the next round? I think so.
But bro, this was literally Conlon Wood all over again.
You
Like,
didn't even
he
give
was
him a
up,
chance to
He
recover.
was up. He was boxing his ass off, and then he just gets his lights turned out.
Oh, a little bit anticlimactic for me.
Nah, but let Wood fight Warrington. Loser retires.
Oh,
I get it.
Josh is-
Let him go out on his
Josh is not
field.
gonna
But
park
you know,
his car next to this guy, bro.
but I understand.
No.
I
I'm saying
understand why
Wood
Ben
Warrington.
is through the
Hold
towel.
on. Wood Warrington for the bread.
doing?
What's that prick
That's what I'm
doing
saying.
there?
That's what I'm asking. Exactly. Get the fuck out of here.
He manages Lara or some shit like that.
Oh, you're right. Damn it.
Hey, Jules, I'll tell you what, though. The rematch is going to be fucking huge.
Bro, I could no listen. I want a second fight. I want
a second fight.
Honestly, I do want to because he was bossing it, bro. He was bossing it. To me, Ben fucked up, bro. Ben fucked up.
I think Ben fucked up.
It was premature,
guy.
man. I get it. Like, look, I if it was 2 minutes and Lara was like coming straight at him and he had 2 minutes to work,
Caught him with
throwing
the
towel.
hook, man.
But like, come on, man. 10
God
seconds.
damn it, Ben.
Give your fighter a chance. Like, you know?
But you see the reaction in his face. It looked like he took a shit.
No, he looked like he took a shit by the second round. He was already busted up. Like,
Shout out to my man Base the Kid with the knockout for the edge.
He took the
whiplash.
With the
You gotta
ringside
add it
for
to
the
that
edge.
effect.
Ooh,
And the
this
towel
is
just
beautiful.
blew. Nice cash by the referee, though.
Man,
Oh, that's
I'm fucking
shout out
pissed
to my
off.
man.
Yeah, but
Shout out.
Lara was ready to jump that guy.
He was ready to jump.
yeah.
on him, but 10 seconds, bro. Could just put his hands
But
up,
also,
grab
bro,
him,
It's a championship fight, man. It was 10 seconds, bro.
and that's the
Yeah.
champion. You always give the benefit of the doubt to the champion.
Yeah, they should have let him. They should have let him go, man. I mean, I don't know.
Man, Ben Davidson's a weight bully, bro.
He is a weight. I'm sick of his
Fuck
bullshit.
Ben Davidson.
Fucking Ben Davison. Now, let me read the super chats. Fight of the year? Nah, I would still nominate Better Be the Yard for Fight of the Year before this. But it was a great
It's
fight.
a nominee. It's a nominee.
Jonathan Lamborena says, "God damn, George Foreman left hook, boxer size Ben." I really feel like he pulled him out too fast. I'm gonna be real.
I called the left hook though.
Not
Lara
too-
left hook.
Hey, man. That is good. It's fucked up. He was boxing so
He was
well,
doing
bro.
so good,
Yeah.
bro.
Damn.
I really
really
think
was.
if he got up, I don't know what would have happened, but I would like to see.
I think he
Yeah.
would have made it. Listen, I honestly think he would have made it out of the round.
Yeah,
And
man.
the
You
reason
can
that it's
just see the
fucked up,
disappointment in his face, man. That means he cares, man.
yeah, like I think he
Respect
would
to
have
Lee Wood,
survived
bro.
that round.
Oh,
But the
My
question
God, man.
is,
look at him.
do
He's
you
like
guys
almost
think that
crying
Lara
right
would
now.
have jumped on him? Do you think Lara would have jumped on him in the second, in the following round? Do you think
Hey,
he would have
he's
Of
jumped on him?
crying.
course.
See, I don't know if he would because Lara gasses out because
Hey,
he knows he's a
Wood's
big
He
crying
power
does
right
gas
puncher.
now,
out.
dude.
That takes
Wood's
a lot out of
Oh
crying.
you.
man. And he's giving it a sombrero, man. That's sportsmanship, man. I love it.
Man,
Wood's
fuck
crying
Ben
right
Davidson, bro. I'm pissed off, yo.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm a little annoyed. I think Ben didn't give him a chance. I honestly feel like
Fucking
Ben didn't give him a
fire this
chance.
bitch ass
And
motherfucker.
Lee
But you
Wood
see
was
the drama
boxing
on
his
both
ass
ends,
off.
man. You see the drama.
How you just? It's one knockdown, bro. Lee get knocked down. It's one knockdown. Let it.
Yeah, like Porter. Remember Porter Crawford? Like, bro, he got dropped the same way twice in a row. Like, I don't got to see him get his ass whooped after that. Like this fight, he had 10 seconds. Let him get out of the round, get on the stool, see if he can recover. Like,
Jules, how many times did George Foreman knock down Joe Frazier?
6.
Dick.
You fucking motherfucking Ben Davidson would have called it after one.
Yep.
Bro, I'm telling. Honestly, that's my takeaway. That look, for what it's worth, would Lara have stopped him in the following round? Possibly, but he deserved the benefit of the doubt. He honestly did because he was bossing it, and he was way ahead on the cards. At least mine. He was way ahead.
Bro, that's fucking bullshit, man.
bro, but no, this is a great fight. I
I'm
would love to
pissed
see a
off.
rematch.
I'm pissed off, man. I want to
Because Lara looked human for the first time in a long
Yo,
time.
for real, he was getting outboxed, bro. He
I
was
need
getting
Lara to
outboxed, and he got hurt a couple times.
Fuck.
Honestly, to me, I get that people are bringing up Lee Wood's legs. That he was out on his feet. It's not that he wasn't, but would it have been enough for him to survive? And two, would Mauricio Lara have jumped on him? And a part of me feels like, you know what? He might not have, because if he's tired going into the following round, he might take it off. This guy gets his legs back, and he's back in the fight.
Exactly. And Lara does gas out.
Damn, son.
I wonder if they're
I ain't gonna front. That was a hard ass left hook, though.
It was,
man.
It was a sexy
Well,
left
you
hook.
know, the
that's-
problem was
Davidson couldn't even tell that the ref was trying to buy time.
Bro, he throws that whole. He puts his whole dick into that left hook. Pause.
the problem was that Wood left his hand down, and that's how he got hit.
But I think he was doing a good job of preventing Lara from throwing his left hook by hitting him with his own. By timing him every single time.
It
He
was
tried to
left
open up.
hook city, bro. It was really left hook
Oh
city for
man,
Lee Wood, bro.
the left hook for Wood was there all night long.
But you know what? You know what Mauricio told him. Let me show you mine. Let me show you what my left.
Yo, that's crazy. Yo. He pulled that shit out of thin air
Let
like
the
Bugs
way.
Bunny. You know, Bugs Bunny would like pull out some
Bro.
shit out of thin air.
For
Ben
real,
Davidson,
Yo.
he Richard Steele his own fighter, bro.
for real. He did though.
Yeah,
Like honestly,
he
look,
did.
whatever's whatever. I feel Ben threw it too early. I'm sorry.
Nah.
That's how I feel,
But
guys. Like
remember
he
what we talked
deserved a
about?
chance.
This might be, if Ben fucks this up, this might be his last job because he's been getting fired by fucking everybody. So who knows? Maybe this is the last time we see him corner a championship fight because
Well,
that is
damn, I
kind of
know,
crazy.
I know he went down hard, but you could give him the benefit of the doubt. It's enough time for him to make it out of the round. And if it's going bad, okay, then throw it. But it's one knockdown, bro. He's winning this
He
fight.
was winning the whole fight.
Oh my,
God
that's
damn,
a bad call.
bro.
Honestly, it's a bad call. To me, it's a bad call. It's a bad call. Would
I mean,
would Lara have knocked him out? Yes, possibly. I picked him to knock him out, so he probably would have got him in the next round. But he deserved a chance, and that's the problem. He deserved a chance.
Right.
Bro, that's gotta be frustrating,
know,
bro.
The sportsman in me wants me to fight to continue, but the better in me says end it.
But nah.
Man, that was a-
So what's next for these guys?
He literally had a minute to recover if he made it out of that round.
Wood blew his load, bro. He blew his load.
Oh.
Onto his wood. But so what's next for these fellas?
You can still no. You can still do Warrington versus Wood,
Facts.
and
That's a
it'll
big
still
fight.
sell. And it will still sell. As far as Mauricio Lara, look, man, all the other belts are on other sides of the street. That's what's going on,
Yeah.
bro.
I
Conlon
think-
is about to fight Lopez.
See, I think Conlon is gonna fight Lopez and then maybe Robezy.
Yeah, Rotisserie about to fight Isaac, and I think Rotisserie is gonna beat Isaac. So
Oh, he's gonna knock him out. I'm calling that shit now.
Damn, dog. I don't know. I don't understand. I just don't understand how you could have.
understand.
Bro, he deserved the benefit of the doubt. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that he would have won. I'm just saying that, like, dog, he was way ahead. He deserved the benefit of the doubt. And he's a tough guy. You know that. He's a tough guy. I feel bad for Leewood, man.
I feel bad for him.
Sports Archive says there's a rematch clause.
Well, all right, then. But then we're going to see part 2 then.
Perfect. This was great. This
like
was a great fight. I wouldn't mind it.
Yeah, I don't mind a rematch because he was winning that shit, bro. If it wasn't for that left hook from hell, he pulled that shit out his ass,
Get rid
bro.
of Ben Davidson, bro. Get you a trainer that actually.
Bro, he
believes in you.
literally, he fucking pulls that shit out of the depths of his ass crack. Like he throws that left hook.
God damn, bro. I'm so pissed. I'm
You
pissed
get
off.
the left hooks all night, he figures. I'll show you mine. I seen yours. Let me show you mine, dude. Told motherfuckers that motherfucker hit too hard, man.
I have Wood against that Luis guy though. I have Wood against him.
Yo. Yeah, Luis Lopez is shit, bro.
He sucks.
I don't get it with him, man. I don't see it with him. Like
It's the flashy. It's just flashy shit in place of where fundamentals should be. It's flashy shit.
You're like a less entertaining Prince Nassim.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd love to see fucking Lara splatter his brains out.
Luis Alberto?
Yeah. But I think a couple fights, Raymond Ford is gonna be able to mix it up with these guys.
Yeah.
And about 2 or 3 more fights when it comes to that guy.
But yeah,
And
all
he's
the
got
other
the
champions are going to
style.
stay away from Lara.
I think he is WBA regular. He's going up the WBA route. So
yeah, I think he has a good style for that fight, but it's just Lara hits so hard, man. I don't know how you can pick against him at this point.
man,
That look, man.
pissed off, bro. I'm pissed off, bro. They have a rematch. Let's run it back, bro. Run it
He's
back.
got a
I'd like to see the fight again.
I wouldn't mind a rematch. I wouldn't mind a trilogy. 126 is mad good.
Run
I
it
mean,
back.
he might get knocked out again, but still, I'd like to see it. I'd like to see them fight again. That would be good.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's got to mind the left hook next time. That's the main thing because the plan they had was working, and it was working like a fucking charm.
And you can tell he was worried about Lara's left hook because from the first round he had his fucking hand up all the way covering his face. So he
Exactly.
Yeah.
Man,
that left hook was fucking.
Hey, what fights are coming on later tonight?
Good fight between Neri and Havanesian, and Havanesian is live. That's what you need to know. He's live. He's not. It's not one way. There's a chance Havanesian upsets Neri.
Yeah.
Hey,
That's a
I'll
golden
probably
boy,
catch the playback.
Hey, Jules, are you going live for that too?
Yeah, I am. That's why I'm about to shut this one down. Let
Is
me
that a
read
Golden
this.
Boy?
That's a Golden Boy show.
What time are
Yeah,
you
what
gonna
time
be
you going?
on?
What time you going live for that?
I'm gonna go on probably 2 to 3 fights before it. So either the co-main or just before the co-main.
What time is that?
That's probably gonna be around 9, I would say.
Your time?
9:30 ish.
Okay, so about 6 to 6:30 Pacific.
Round there. Let me read the super chat. Goddamn, George Foreman left hook box size. Ben. Old Dirty says, "Can we all boo Ben?" Yo, dog, like
Yo, boo,
Boo.
boo. Fucking sucks, bro. Fire that.
How do you see Lara versus Luis Lopez?
Luis Lopez can't take his power.
Bro, and then he doesn't do shit correctly. So like I just feel like Lara's gonna time him with the perfect left hook.
He
When he drops his hand and does all that weird shit that he does.
Yeah, when he pulls back and all that shit.
Because one thing about Lara, like people say he gets wild sometimes, but that left hook is always crisp.
Bro, that fucking left hook, he pulled that
how
shit.
do you pull out your fighter when he's winning and like you don't even
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Like if Ben Davidson gets fired, can he recover from this? He's been getting fired by everybody.
I don't think so, bro. I don't honestly.
Like
I don't.
Hey,
brain
Jules,
doesn't
Luis
understand it.
Fuente says you missed his super chat.
I'm gonna go back up. Let me go back up. A lot of super chats in here.
Yeah, Devin got rid of him. Josh Taylor got rid of him. Tyson got rid of him. Like
so much for cleaning up the Mexican mess, like he said. Yeah. I mean, like, hey, I went with Lara, bro. You know, I just feel that Lee Wood. You know he's been down before. You know he survived hard shots before. He's a tough guy. So you have to keep that in mind when you make that decision that, yeah, it's a hard left hook and his legs are gone, but you got to give him the benefit of the doubt. He's winning the fight. Give him a chance. Been through to me, the towel came out too fast.
It did. It did.
Way too fast. Way too fast. As soon as he got up, he fucking threw it.
Yeah.
He was hurt that bad against McCollin in the first fight, in the first round. It's the same thing.
Shout out to Aaron. Appreciate the super sticker. Towel came out too fast, bro. Dude,
I want to punch that guy in the fucking face, bro.
Who can his credibility is in the toilet at this point.
Yo, fuck that guy, bro. Actually,
everybody across
feel like a more experienced trainer, would not have panicked, and I feel like he panicked. I feel like he panicked.
Little ass kid, bro.
There you go, Jules. Beer money.
Beer money.
Fuck,
that's
man.
Fucking crazy, man.
Bro, that's
so the Ben Davidson to the gulag.
For real, who's gonna Billy Joe Saunders got rid of him? Like everybody's getting rid of this guy for some reason. I think
he's too young. He doesn't have poise. Like, okay, he got hurt. Let him ride it out. Stand him up. Make him jump in the corner, but let him make it out of the fucking round, bro.
You just fucking panicked, bro.
Yeah.
Fuck, I'm gonna slap the shit out of him right now, bro.
But yeah, this division is great, man. And everybody has O's, so there's none of that scary shit going on. So
and that's look at how fast things heat up again. As soon as the usual suspects don't got belts. Leo and Gary, as soon as they lost their belts, shit got live again.
I don't understand why Top Rank and Matchroom can't just work together. Like,
because
recognize your common enemy. Like, make these fights happen. Like, I've always been saying, like, if the Ryan fight doesn't happen with Tank, just fucking put his ass on an island. Don't do business with him.
Exactly. Like, you don't need him for nothing. He don't have no fucking belts. You don't need him for nothing.
Fuck.
It's fucking shit, man.
Triggered right now, bro.
Though that shit was a good ass knockout. Let me get off.
It was, man.
I'll catch y'all on the next one because there's gonna be a next one. See you when I see you.
I'll see you when I see you, man.